Welcome, sports fans, to Little Chute High School and Fitzpatrick Field at Unison Credit Union Stadium, the site for tonight's Northeastern Conference matchup between the visiting Denmark Vikings and the host Little Chute Mustangs. It's another football Friday night, and we are USA Today Network Wisconsin. I am Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson, bringing you those high-definition shots. Jim Rosandick, again, all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin. And Brett, you know, you look at the Northeastern Conference.
Our first look at the
Northeastern Conference. So we're excited to see one of the top teams in the conference, a team that has a new coach for this season, a coach that's known in the Valley, but a first-year coach here at Little Chute doing some good things there with Mark Kromenacher, and a Denmark team that at this stage, after 4 games, they're 500. They're looking to eye up and get a playoff spot.
You're right, Ricardo. Little Chute really playing some good football and coming off a huge win last week against its conference rival, right? Freedom, the county end game. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but that was a win that not only keeps Little Chute in first place along with Luxembourg-Casco. Those are the top 2 teams now in the Northeastern Conference, but also propelled Little Chute into the top 10 in Division 4 in this week's coaches poll. So Little Chute coming in at number 8. And really coming in with a lot of momentum, a lot of energy. I did walk in with previous head coach Ted Evers. He's been here a long time.
Yeah.
Great football player back in his day. Was the previous head coach before Kromenacher took over. But he said this Denmark team is tough. This is going to be a tough physical game tonight. And you're right. They're coming in at 2-2, wanting to maintain playoff positioning, right? The Vikings want to keep their eye on potentially reaching the postseason. Not only that, but keeping themselves in the conference race as well. They're 1-1 in league play, so a 2-1 record, if they can win, ties them with Little Chute. We'll see what Luxembourg-Casco does tonight, but you never know. With Freedom in the mix, Wrightstown as well, it could be a big log jam in the NEC. So this is a key Week 5 game as we're already here at the midway point, but both of these teams love to run. They've got 2 great running backs, Reese Joten and Kiel Pikowski, I'm saying that right, for Denmark, 2 of the bruisers here in this league, and should be a fun game tonight. Should be a fast game if we're going to see a lot of running, but we'll see what happens if the Mustangs can maintain their positioning atop the NEC.
Brett, by halftime, we will be halfway through.
Isn't that something?
The regular season of 9 games here. Playoffs just around the corner. Well, let's get to know these teams a little bit. I'll start off with Little Chute. Brett will follow with Denmark. Again, these notes every week put together so graciously by Brett Christopherson. What do we know about the Mustangs?
It's my job.
It is your job. Good, and you're doing it well. The Mustangs, ranked 8th in Division 4, as Brett said, in this week's Bound Wisconsin .com state coaches poll. They're coming off a 17-7 win over rival Freedom, that NEC showdown at Freedom, the annual battle for the county ensign. Little Chute, they led 17-0 at the half, and its defense held firm from there as it topped the Irish for the first time since the 2022 season. That snapped a 3-game losing streak to Freedom. Reese Joten, you're going to hear this name a lot. He ran for 69 yards on 19 carries. Quarterback Jaden Herman rushed for 53 yards and a touchdown on 10 attempts as the Mustangs finished with 192 yards on the ground. Charlie Vandenhavel, did I say that right?
You did.
Added 39 yards rushing, while Tyler Hippus also scored a rushing touchdown. Hermson only attempted 3 passes, completing 2 of them for 39 yards. Garrett Dove had 1 catch for 29 yards. And defensively, Joten, well, he was a force there as well. He tallied the team-high 6 tackles, while Caden Hoffman and Noah Faccio,
I think so.
Faccio each registered a sack. The Mustangs limited the Irish to just 12 yards rushing. When was the last time you saw that? Freedom limited to that few yards on the ground. That was on 20 attempts, so a less than 1 yard a carry. Little Chute also came up with a fumble recovery. Now on the season, Herbson has thrown for 154 yards and a touchdown, completing 80% of his passes. Joten, team leader in rushing with 469 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's also averaging just a shade under 7 yards an attempt. Hermson's next with 199 yards and 5 scores on 30 rushes. Vandenhavel third with 144 yards. Trevor Verhagen, he leads the way in receiving with 7 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. Now defensively, Hoffman, team high 23 tackles, 19 solo stops, 4 for a loss. Joten is next with 20.5 tackles. And Little Chute so far this season has forced 5 fumbles, come up with 4 picks. All solo picks from William Gofford, Will Jansen, Joten, and Trenton Lyon. Now as a team, Mustangs are averaging 38.5 passing yards a game and 262.8 rushing under that Kromenacher option offense, Brett, that they run so well. And 200, almost, like I said, just under 263 yards rushing. Point-wise, they're averaging 23 points a game and allowing 8.3. Great disparity there. Now next for Little Chute, oh boy, Wrightstown next Friday. That's
Another
at
big
Wrightstown
one,
in
yeah.
the Northeastern Conference matchup. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Brett, Denmark, what can you tell me about the Vikings?
Vikings 2-2 overall, 1-1 in the NEC. They're coming off a 22-16 victory over Two Rivers last Friday. That was a conference matchup at Denmark. The victory snapped a 2-game losing streak for the Vikings. Jaden Binsfeld, the quarterback, 158 yards and a touchdown on 8 of 13 passing to lead a Denmark offense that finished with 399 yards. He did have 2 interceptions. Tommy Binafel led the way in receiving with 3 catches for 76 yards and a TD. Steven Kiel-Pikowski and Zach Freeman finished with 2 receptions apiece, with Kiel-Pikowski totaling 46 yards and Freeman 33 yards. Kiel-Pikowski had a big night on the ground, Ricardo, 210 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on 28 attempts for a 7.5 yards per carry average. Defensively, Carson Yankee led the way with 6.5 tackles, including 5 solo. Jake Disher, was next with 5.5 stops and a sack. The Vikings shut down Two Rivers' run game, limiting the Purple Raiders to just 48 yards rushing. But Two Rivers quarterback Noah Shilcox, Ricardo, he had a big night through the air, 284 yards and 2 touchdowns. So we'll see how that plays a factor here tonight. On the season, Binsfeld, 541 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. He's completed 56% of his passes, also 4 interceptions. Kiel-Pikowski is easily the team leader in rushing with 481 yards and 4 TDs. He's averaging an even 5 yards per carry. Mason Yeager is tops on the team in receiving with 13 catches for 184 yards and a touchdown. Binafel is next with 11 receptions for 156 yards and 2 scores. On the defensive side, Disher leads the way in tackles with 22, including 12 solo. He also has a sack. Kiel-Pikowski is next with 21 stops, including 15 solo. Disher also has an interception. As a team, the Vikings, 552.3 passing yards per game, 146.3 rushing. And we look at the scoreboard, Ricardo. Denmark averaging 14.5 points per game and allowing 21.5. Up next for Denmark, a tough one as well. They're home against Freedom. That's next Friday night. So some big games next week as well in the NEC. I want to thank Kelly Wallace, the athletic director here, and their fine staff for rolling out the red carpet, Ricardo, making sure we're welcome. We'll talk more about this beautiful setting here, beautiful night, week 5, but first our national anthem. Again, welcome to Fitzpatrick Field, Unison Credit Union Stadium, campus of Little Chute High School. Ricardo, beautiful night for football.
It is.
Week 5.
We keep getting these beautiful nights. I'm a little worried about what that means for the rest of the year. Just a little bit.
Got a state-ranked team again to cover this week, and our first look at the Northeastern Conference. I was just doing week 5. I think now we'll have seen 4 different conferences and 9 different teams out of a possible 10. So we're mixing it up. We're
Hey, you do the
spreading the wealth.
scheduling. That's why you're the man.
But again, thanks to Kelly Wallace, the athletic director here. She always makes sure we're all well taken care of, and always love our visits to Little Chute. This is a beautiful setting back here, right? You're kind of in the neighborhood. You got the trees starting to turn a little bit across the way. Brand new bleacher section for the visitors out there as well. Got the turf field, Ricardo. This is a fantastic setup here for Little Chute and the NEC. I would think they could host some state semifinals games here if they wanted to. They got
the
space.
turf field, anything's possible, right?
Yeah.
It's Facio. Let me tell you that Noah Facio, Brett, he is a force on both sides of the ball.
He's a force on the court, too, I remember in basketball.
Mm-hmm. He was, I want to say, we have our Elite 11, which folks can catch a glimpse of at the halftime point. But of those 11 players, I bet you Facio was in a group of 2 or 3 that just missed the Elite 11. Quite frankly, he would have been fine being on there and someone else off. But, you got to make the decisions there. But, Brett, he's a fantastic two-way player.
And an athlete as well. We'll talk about one of their athletes, though, that unfortunately is out for the season, Cooper Afa. One of the top all-around athletes, I think, in our post-crescent coverage area. A sensational track athlete, hurdler. Probably one of the favorites to contend again for the 300 hurdle title in Division II. But a blow for Mark Romanacker and that Little Chute staff that Afa is out. But again, we'll talk about that. And we're going to talk about this as the Mustangs are being introduced. I want to thank our season sponsors, Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly. Switched to a national carrier without a say? Well, Cellcom has your back. They'll buy out your U.S. cellular contract and give you up to $1,100 toward a new phone when you switch. Cellcom, built for Wisconsin, by Wisconsin. See cellcom.com for details. And Piggly Wiggly is proud to support Wisconsin high school athletics as your local grocery store. They're committed to making a difference in the community, both on and off the field. Shop local.
Shop the pig.
There you go. This season is flying by. Can't believe we're in week 5 already.
Yeah, like I said, at the half, it'll be officially midway through the regular season of high school football. Always like coming to Little Chute. I always like looking out past there and you see the neighborhoods and everything here.
Nice setting back here.
Mm-hmm.
And this turf field looks fantastic.
That it does.
Mentioned just a few moments ago, they've added a larger visiting bleacher section now. I mean, it's a great complex here. Host a lot of big track invites here, regionals, sectionals. So they take a lot of pride in what they can do here at Little Chute High School.
I have sat in this very booth covering sectional track here, or conference track as well. Typing down the results, things like that.
Number 2, Zachary Freeman. Number 30, Stephen Kiel-Pikowski back to receive the opening kick for Denmark. Little Chute will kick off to open the game. Little Chute in the navy blue and powder blue. Purple and gold for the Vikings. Jackson Zarnecki, the senior, kicking away. Squibb, that's number 44. Gentry Brown, and nice return. Great field position to start for the Vikings. We're underway, week 5.
Right out by the 46. Nice to be here in Little Chute. Again, gorgeous night. It's supposed to rain, Brett, but not until far after this game will be
Yeah, we'll be
done.
sleeping by that time.
Yeah, well, you will be. I won't be.
You're going to be up all hours?
I thought it was 1 o'clock. It rolled
You'll
in.
still be up?
Oh, yeah.
Woof.
Football Friday nights, I'm at work till 2.
I need my sleep, Ricardo. I need my sleep.
I will mark it at the 47. First down and 10 for Denmark.
And I think we're going to see number 30 with it quite a bit. That's actually number 89, though, with the tackle.
Okay. Just as you say that. No gain on that play. Second down and 10. Is it Braden Jeancourt?
Jeancourt, yep, number 89, the junior running back, and good penetration by that defensive front for Little Chute. Ricardo, from what I gather and from what I've been reading about, that the fronts, offensively and defensively, in the trenches, Little Chute really winning a lot this season, and a big reason why still undefeated in NEC play, ranked number 8 in the state. Oh, high snap.
Look out.
Keel Pikowski, Johnny on the spot. Picks up the high snap, but wrestled out of bounds by number 3, Caden Hoffman, the senior. And now behind the sticks, 3rd and long for a team that is going against a very good defense where you don't want to be playing, Ricardo, behind the sticks at all against this Little Chute front.
Yeah, 3-yard loss on that play, but it really could have been disastrous, though, if that fumble, or bad snap, I should say, wasn't corralled right away. Again, so good job by Stephen Keel Pikowski.
That's how you say it. This will be our first look at the quarterback. Number 12, Jaden Binsfeld. Have to think he'll be dropping back to pass on 3rd and long. Going to sling it. And nice pitch and catch. Ooh, that's going to be close to a first down. That's number 2, Zachary Freeman, one of his favorite targets. And let's see where they mark it, Ricardo.
Oh, it's just short.
They're moving the sticks.
They are. Okay.
Good throw, good route. And Freeman knowing where he needed to be to pick up the first down on 3rd and long. Binsfeld having a nice season at quarterback for the Vikings.
Brett, they needed 13. They got 13. Just underway here at Fitzpatrick Field. Gorgeous campus of Little Chute High School.
Binsfeld dropped his mouth guard, able to get it in, and this time it's Keel Pikowski with some good running room. Oh, boy. Good run for number 30, the senior, having a big season for the Vikings. That's a first down run, and at the 31-yard line of the Mustangs are the Denmark Vikings. Good start for Denmark here.
Well, 2 carries, 9 yards. That first carry, remember, Brett, he corralled that bad snap for -3, but then a real nice run there on a second official carry. Nearing the 10-minute mark now, first quarter.
That's Keel Pikowski again.
Nowhere.
Nowhere it is. Oh, somehow bounces it, though.
He broke Faccio's tackle.
Yeah. Facio, yeah.
Facio.
Yeah, I was looking at number 72, the senior, getting in there, kind of slowing down that play. But how about that hard run by the bruiser, Stephen Keel Pikowski? 2-yard gain at the 29.
SKP. 2nd and 8, just underway here again at Little Chute, Denmark, and the Mustangs. Northeastern Conference battle.
Ooh,
another
job
high
by
snap.
Binsfeld. Wrestled down as Keel Pikowski. I wonder if there's any relation to Matt Binsfeld, the head coach at Kaukauna.
Not that common of a name, so you could have something there, Brett.
Of course, Matt Binsfeld doing excellent work revitalizing that Ghost program. A little bit of a tough start for Kaukauna this season, but...
Well, that happens when you're playing state qualifiers, state champions, I should say, and other teams that make it to the state semifinals, things like that. They're played one of the toughest schedules in Division II for sure to start the season.
3rd down, we're going to think, what are we going to get here? That's going to be against Little Chute, jumping.
Yeah, offsides.
You could hear kind of the groan of the faithful in front of us here. Big crowd at Unison Credit Union Stadium.
Brett, that brings up now a 3rd and 1 with the offsides penalty. That changes things significantly if you're Denmark. It wouldn't be a big thing for them, Brett, if they were able to get a touchdown early here.
Well, we'll see. I have to think Keel Pikowski, number 30, is going to get this handoff. Kind of their bell cow, and he gets it. Somehow breaks a tackle. He is a strong kid right at the 20. Shouldn't be surprised, though, Ricardo. I'm just looking at some of the stats right now. He comes into tonight's game talking about Steven Pikowski, tops in the Northeastern Conference in all-purpose yards with 685.
Is that good? That's good.
Pretty darn good. Actually, by the way, Little Chute's Reese Joten, he's second in the league, 549. Those two are also 1 and 2 in the league in rushing yards. Keel Pikowski, 481 coming in. Reese Joten, 469 respectively. So, again, the top two backs in the league going at it. And you're seeing right now why Keel Pikowski is a little bit of a, I don't know if that trap play or almost kind of looks a little bit like a counter play, Ricardo, down to about the 10.
I'll tell you what, he has strong legs because I saw him just power through some arm tackles there, Brett. That's going to bring up a 2nd and short, 9-yard gain.
Couldn't pick up or script a better opening start for Denmark. Look at this, controlling the ball, controlling the clock. About 7.5 minutes to go. That really highlighted by that 3rd and 13? Pass from Binsfeld to Freeman.
Timeout, is that for
Yeah,
Little
for
Chute?
Little Chute.
Well, I'm going to try to keep track, Brett, of some Twitter scores from the area. Let's see if we got any early.
I guess the big one is Fox Valley Lutheran at Freedom just up the road.
Yeah.
That's a big one. I guess that's a comp. That counts as a conference. That's a Bay NEC
there's
crossover.
that crossover thing going on.
You also have Sheboygan Falls at Luxembourg Casco tonight in the NEC. Wrightstown at Two Rivers. But FVL and Freedom, boy, FVL putting up some video game type stats so far to start this season with Hygis at quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the area.
Okay, let's get some scores down here. I mean, these are from our guys back at the office, Dan Cohn specifically. He's updating. He has Oshkosh North 42, Sheboygan South 12. That's a final.
Okay.
They started a little early. Bondwell leading Marinette 7-0. Stratford leading Wyega Fremont 7-0. That's under a weather delay though, Brett.
Yeah, there's a little bit rain to the west of here. Yeah.
Bayport leading Ashwaubenon 7-0, and Green Bay Preble leading De Pere 8-0. All those scores except for that Oshkosh North one in the first quarter.
Bunch of FRCC scores. So here we go. Out of the timeout. Binsfeld waiting for it. Keel Pikowski again. Oh, nice job. That's number 20 for Little Chute. Reese Joten, right? Not only can he carry the ball, but looking pretty good from that linebacker spot. And Ricardo, just a junior as well.
Found an opening there and was able to tackle the runner behind the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard on that.
Still looks like it'll be 3rd and 1.
Okay.
Ball at the 11. And again, under 7 minutes to play. Denmark, this is its opening drive of the game. Little Chute looking to come up with a big defensive stop here. Keel Pikowski again. Oh, he's got the first down and more, carrying some guys. And he's in. 11-yard touchdown run for Keel Pikowski. Wow. Talking about breaking some tackles.
Brett, he was hit several times during that run and able to power through, showing his strength, his balance, both very much needed when you're a top-tier running back.
Boy, what a drive. Walter Larson, number 67, in for the PAT. That's a high kick, and it goes through for Larson as we look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard.
Larson.
Opening drive for the Vikings, Ricardo. They're up 7-zip.
Is that Walter Larson you have?
Number 67, yep.
Yes, okay. Love it when the big guys get to get out there and show off the golden toe.
How many plays was that?
Yeah, it's one. Let me count it. 10 plays, Brett, 53 yards. Remember, they got that nice kickoff to start.
Yeah, and the big third down conversion, too, with 3rd and 13. Well, let's see how the Mustangs answer here. Good look at Little Chute as he gets ready to field this kickoff. Looks like, what, number 20 and number 10. Number 10 is Trevor Verhagen. Number 20, Reese Joten back for the kick.
Just updated my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN. Brett's at PC Brettsy, and Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Short kick. It looks like that'll be, who's that? Number 33 for the Mustangs. That's Tyler Hippis.
He has a nice little return.
Good field position for the Mustangs. Yeah, at their own 42 is where they'll start. Down 7-zip. 11-yard touchdown run by Steven Kiel-Pikowski. League's top rusher, looking like it on that opening drive.
Excited to see what Little Chute brings here, Brett, their first season under Mark Kromenacher.
Well, you know Mark well, right?
Yeah,
over his Appleton East days.
Yeah, and he did some good things over at East. The problem is that is such a powerhouse league. So even when they would play well and have good games, that doesn't always result in a win. Just because you're playing the Ninos, Kimberleys, Appleton North, Fond du Lacs, that kind of Hakonas, those kind of schools up there, Brett. That's tough road to sled.
Number 17, Jaden Hermson, the quarterback, and that's Jotun with it. Oh, good hole up front. Watch out, Jotun. Oh, finally tripped up. I thought he was gone.
Yeah.
Number 23 doing the tackling there, Devin Watlett, the senior defensive back. If he's not there to trip up
he saved
Jotun.
the tackle. He saved the touchdown.
Yeah, boy, you can see the speed and shiftiness of Reese Jotun. Talked about Kiel-Pikowski, the top runner in this league. Jotun right behind and only by a few yards, really. So this is going to be a good battle between these two rushing attacks tonight. And a great start for the Mustangs, looking to answer that score by Denmark. Hermson, the quarterback, a junior lefty. There's Jotun again. Boy, some good push up front.
Yeah.
Jotun doing a good job just reading those blocks.
Running back's best friend, right? Those big guys up front. It's going to take it up, where is he at here? 36. Nice gain again. That's 7 yards, Brett. Second down and 3. Brett's got his binoculars out. I'm kind of watching it here on the screen because of where I'm positioned in the press box. I can't see to my left.
You pull out those binoculars that you just bought.
Yeah, but it's not at this angle. I can't see anything. It's up the.
There's that option play. Oh, good run by number 10. Who is that? That is Trevor Verhagen. Well, you can kind of see how dynamic, Ricardo, that offense can be. Jotun with the ball fake, and Hermson with a nice pitch to Verhagen, and he's showing some wheels too. Ball at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10.
Runs of 15, 7, and 23 yards, Brett. That's a heck of a way to start your first offensive series for the Mustangs. 2 receivers far side.
Jotun again, now going to his left. Oh, good job sealing up a little bit of a running lane. That was 73, Gavin McInnes, a senior offensive lineman. We got some big boys up front there for the Mustangs. And you can see now inside the 10, at least on this drive, that front doing a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 3 carries, 26 yards for Jotun already, Brett. But you really got to like what you see. We knew that they were going to have a big offensive line coming into the season. Anytime you can have that as one of your strengths, Brett, that has a domino effect. Everything else offensively. Big, good offensive line.
Hermson waiting for the snap. This time he's going to drop back. The lefty slings it and caught. Ooh, good tackle, though. That's number 10 again. Verhagen, but Watlett, number 23, Devin Watlett, making a nice tackle there. So 3rd down. First pass attempt for the Mustangs tonight was at, where the ball is at, the 12? How many?
Gain to two, they're calling.
2-yard pass. I have to think this is
it has to be
4 down territory.
I knew exactly what you were going to say.
Unless they feel confident in their kicker. Let's see what Hermson has here in this 3rd down play. Big play here early on. Jotun looking for it. Oh, wow, he bulldozes his way into the end zone. How many yards do you have on that run?
7 yards.
7 yards for Jotun, Ricardo. He just lowered his shoulder pads.
Yeah, and what I liked about that, Brett, it was one cut right up the middle. You know what I mean? Just put your pads. I'm stronger than you. I'm more physical than you, and I'm getting into the end zone. A good run by Jotun. Heard so much about him, Brett. He's having a fabulous year and has the Mustangs' first touchdown of the game.
Boy, both the offenses looking pretty darn good here. Number 27 for the Mustangs. Who is that? That is Jackson Zarnecki. In for the PAT, trying to tie this thing up. A lot of offense here to open this game, and that sails through. And we look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard with 3:29 remaining in this opening quarter. Both teams with the football, Ricardo, both ending in touchdowns, 7-7. We're in for a good one here tonight.
Yeah, well, Coach Kromenacker's got to like how his team responded, Brett. They had no business. I mean, they're no goofiness, none of that. None of that's just, boy, went right to work, didn't they? Business-like, right down the field. Brett, that was a 58-yard drive that covered 6 plays.
So a 10-play, 53-yard drive for Denmark. Little Chute answers with a 6-play, 58-yard drive. 7-7 the score, and both running backs, right? Stephen Kiel-Pakowski, an 11-yard touchdown run. Now Reese Jotun, a 7-yard touchdown run, and these top running backs in the Northeastern Conference looking pretty darn good. Both offensive lines looking pretty darn good as well. Which defense can get the stop first? Kiel-Pakowski back, also number 2, and that's Zachary Freeman. Waiting for the kick. Yeah, if anybody has that Freedom FEL score, we'd love to see how that's going here. It's a Bay Northeastern Conference crossover. That's going to be Freeman with it at about the 14, looking for some space. Oh, zigging and zagging his way upfield past the 30, finally brought down. Good run by Freeman, and second chance to see the Denmark Vikings offense.
Let's run down some scores here, Brett. Quick, Luxembourg Casco up over Sheboygan Falls, 7-0. These are all first quarter scores, by the way. Peshtigo leading Southern Door, 6-0. Coleman up over Shiocton, 14-0. Oconto leading Sturgeon Bay, 7-0. We talked about De Pere. No, it wasn't Preble that led. It was De Pere that led, 7-0.
Okay.
And Fond du Lac leads Kaukauna 8-0, also in the first quarter.
That's an interesting game in the FVA. That's kind of definitely a big game. Kaukauna needs a win, right? Kaukauna 1-1 in FVA play. I think Fond du Lac might be the same thing, 1-1 in league play. I see a penalty. Looks like it's coming back against the Vikings on that kick return. So look, we're going to march this, Ricardo, down to the 18, or check that, the 13-yard line. Negates a good run by Freeman. Now a long field for Denmark. 7-7 the scores. We look at our Cellcom Piggly Wiggly scoreboard.
First and 10 at the 13.
Kiel-Pakowski going to try to bounce it outside. Boy, strong again, Ricardo, breaking tackles. Tough to bring down. Well, we'll see how this all plays out. We might have like an offensive type fireworks here, would just be based on what we're seeing on a punishing ground game for both sides.
Nine carries, 46 yards already, Brett.
For Kiel-Pakowski, yeah. First and 10, first-yard run for the Vikings senior running back. And, you know, he's going to get a whole bunch more touches. And that's going to be a ball fake. Slings it, almost picked off.
Oh, boy, it was in his hands.
Verhagen had it.
Yeah.
Tight coverage, number 11. That was Joseph Hernandez Rivera, the senior tight end. The intended target there is Binsfeld tried to sling it in there. Verhagen nearly with the pick. That was like a fastball, though. That's a tough interception.
You know what I like about the quarterback, though, Brett? He was able just to one-step throw. You know what I mean? He knew where he was going to. It was a little too much mustard, but I like quarterbacks that are decisive and know right away what they want to do with the ball.
Yeah, we talk about the running backs. Both these quarterbacks pretty darn good as well. Hermson and Binsfeld. Boy, there is. Wow. Look at this. Still on his feet. Finally pushed out of bounds is Keel Pikowski, Ricardo.
Takes it into Little Chute territory, Brett. They're going to mark that at the 46.
Good blocking for Keel Pikowski, but we've seen kind of the punishing way that he runs. Now we saw a little bit of that burst down the near sideline. Yeah, ball at the 46-yard line.
Brett, that's a 30-yard gain.
Nearing the, well, he's got to pass 70, almost 80
Yes,
yards
10
now, right?
carries, 76 yards I have for
7.6 yards per carry average.
Well, look at that math, you Stevens Point math.
As long as it's like by 10, I can figure it out pretty easily.
You're like Rain Man over here, able to figure things out so quick.
Binsfeld, there's Keel Pikowski again, right up the gut and bottled up. Mustangs having none of that this time. And
Blasio was right
still
there.
not going down, though, Ricardo.
Kind of a slow convo going on our
Chat tonight?
chat a little bit. Everyone's just kind of chilling. No one's really, being interactive. That's okay, but we'd like for you to be. It's much better when you are. I'm still going to try to track down those other scores, though, from our guys at the office. Always do a great job. Brilliant leading Kohler, Sheboygan Christian Lutheran 7-0. That's the end of the first quarter.
Second down, 11 behind the sticks as Binsfeld waits for it. This time, nope, play fake again, and there's his tight end, Verhagen, doing a good job, number 10. Defensive back this time. Number 11, check that the wide receiver, Thomas Benaffel, the senior.
Yeah, that's at the 41 of Little Chute. That's a gain of 5.
I'm sorry, I misspoke before when I said Joseph Hernandez Rivera. That's the Little Chute number 11 tight end. Benaffel was the intended target on that near interception a few plays ago.
Two completions, 3 attempts for 19 yards, Brett. That's what I have so far for Binsfeld.
There's Keel Pikowski now with it. Oof. Jolton getting in on there. Holding on for dear life as the rest of his Mustangs teammates finally bring down Keel Pikowski. Now, Ricardo, what do we got, 4th down?
Yeah, I don't know if there was a gain on that, Brett, but
interesting decision now for the co-head coaches, Rick Denny and Andrew Johnston. What do they want to do? Play field position? Are they going to go for it here?
4th and 5. Brilliant now up 13-0 over Kohler, Sheboygan Christian Lutheran. Could there be a 4th team co-oping with those 3? Come on, man. How many teams do you need to co-op? Come on, bro.
It's like hockey.
Yeah. Oh, boy. We saw it with is it Fox City Stars? I think has like
quite a few.
20 schools.
I think Little Chute's one of those schools as well. So they're going for it, Ricardo.
Okay.
I would
look to see if they're going to try to get them to go offside.
Maybe yeah, or maybe a little bit of a pooch punt here. Let's see.
Oh,
there's going to be a false start there. A little bit of a flinch. I don't know if they were really going to go for it or not. But now you got to think you're going to punt it away and play
field
field
if it's
position.
against, it should be against Denmark.
See Denmark walking it back. I saw Rick Denny, I should say, Andrew Johnston, interim coaches this year, Ricardo.
Yeah.
They succeed Thomas Newman. He was the Vikings coach the previous 7 seasons. See, Denny was Denmark's head coach also from 2003 to 2010 and led Denmark to a Bay Conference championship in 2007.
Brett, for the geographically short-minded, where is Denmark?
Denmark would be, you go like if you're taking I-43 out of Green Bay. Yeah, what about 10, 15 minutes south maybe, something like that? 15 minutes, I guess, right on I-43. So I think there's a lot of commuting between Denmark and Green Bay. I have to think this is going to be a punt. No, they're going for it.
What the heck?
Binsfeld, he's going to let it fly, and no. Wow.
Okay.
Interesting decision there.
Very interesting.
Mustangs are going to get fantastic field position. I thought for sure that was going to be, quarterback take, a little bit of a pooch punt.
Yeah, sure.
But instead, the Mustangs are going to take it at its own, 46-yard line near midfield. Great field positioning now for Little Chute to try to take the lead here. 6 seconds remaining in this opening quarter.
curious play call there. Not one I agree with. But, you know, if you have faith in your offense to maybe convert that, and maybe you felt that they could hit them on that long pass, Brett.
Hermson now. That's number 23. Some good space along the far sideline. Charlie Vandenhavel, junior running back. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. You can kind of see already Ricardo Little Chute showing off the different options that they have in terms of who can carry the football. And that was Vandenhavel's first carry of the night. He's done a nice job this season as well. So 12 minutes in the books. We switch sides, and second quarter about to begin. We're all tied up 7-7 in this Week 5 game as we look at our Cellcom Piggly Wiggly scoreboard. I'm Brett Christopherson. He's Ricardo Arguello. We can't even see Jim Rosandick in the next booth over.
Yeah.
He's got his own booth.
That's all right, though. Separate but equal, right? Rosie.
Well, that's good. There's a lot of space in this Little Chute press box. Very good press box. Excellent internet. And I know Rosie met with Sadie O'Brien of the IT staff yesterday to make sure everything was good to go. I couldn't make it. I had a little PT session with the lower back still, trying to see what we can kind of work out the kinks there. I'm starting to lose faith, Ricardo.
I hope as fall goes on, it gets a little better for you.
I thought that back in the spring.
You know, Brett, you are getting older. Things move a little slower.
I guess. Holy smokes. But that's all right. We're okay. We're good to go. First down and 10 for the Mustangs to open the second quarter. Is Hermson now
taking himself?
Yeah. Boy, that was a good ball fake. I thought Vandenhavel had it. I was watching 23 along this near sideline. It kind of fooled me, but a good job by the quarterback, Jaden Hermson, just a junior, as I said. And there's another option that can strike on the ground, Ricardo Hermson, showing off his wheels.
Take it all down to the 31, Brett. So many weapons for Little Chute. You can't really key on one guy. Obviously, Jotun is the main ball carrier, but there's a lot of great athletes. And Little Chute has always had that, Brett, no matter what the sport. Little Chute's always had its share of fantastic athletes. Yeah,
they've always had a lot of winning programs here, right? It doesn't really matter the sport, as you said. And another one this fall in this football team. There's Vandenhavel reading his blocks well and scooting outside and finally brought down. Credit number 71, Brody Pishik, the junior, finally bringing down Vandenhavel. Yeah, like cross country, a well-run program as well. I know they do quite well in the fall, boys and girls. We've seen football with their runs. We've seen basketball going to the sectional championship last year on the boys' side under Coach Jake Van Roy. Track has been good on the boys and girls' side. Baseball had a nice run this past spring. So seems like year after year, Little Chute always a contender here in the Northeastern Conference and beyond when you get to postseason play. Second down for Hermson. Little Chute looking good so far. There's Verhagen with it. That's a first down toss. Nice little pitch and catch from Hermson to Verhagen. And that's a first down. And Ricardo, really no resistance so far against this Little Chute offense by the Denmark defense.
Nice 10-yard gain there for Little Chute, moving and they're doing it through the air and mostly on the ground, but you got like what you see from Verhagen. He's a junior, Brett. Really talented guy. We're talking about those great athletes, and he's definitely one you can put up there. Near side is where they're going to run this play. As
Vandenhavel again reading his block. Oh, nice cut back inside, and he's in for the score.
Too easy.
14-yard run for Charlie Vandenhavel. Did a good job. He was putting his hand on the lead blocker, didn't catch a number, but just doing a good job, seeing where the lane was, saw it, cut it, and dart into the end zone for Vandenhavel. Touchdown Mustangs.
Again, the one cut, you got to like that when it's just one cut, easy for the running back. Everyone's doing their job, and it's, I don't want to say it's exactly how they drew it up, but it's pretty darn close.
14-yard run, right, for Vandenhavel?
Yep.
And Zarnecki in for the PAT. Oh, hits the left upright. No good on the PAT, so we'll keep it at 13-7 Mustangs as we look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard. But 2 offensive possessions for the Mustangs, Ricardo, 2 touchdowns. so far so good. If you're Mark Kromenacher, really like what you see out of that offense.
Yeah, I just updated my Twitter again at Ricardo DeLian, D-E-L-I-A-N. Brett's at PC Brett C. And Rosie's at Metal Rosie. Some other scores here, Brett. Here, where are we at here? Sorry, these scores coming in. Kimberly is leading Appleton East 7-0. That's the start of the second. Late in the first quarter, Bayport leading Ashwaubenon 14-0. Actually, I'm sorry, Bayport leading Ashwaubenon 21-0. And St. Mary Catholic 14-3. They fell behind Kiel. That's also in the second quarter.
Yeah, Bayport might not really have another tough opponent until I think it's week 8 when the Pirates host or play West De Pere.
Yeah.
Of course, West De Pere ranked very high, and indeed, I think Notre Dame's number 1, and West De Pere's ranked number 2 in D2. At least that's what it was, led by quarterback Patrick Greisen. Oh, nice kick there. Sailing into the end zone, takes that nice turf bounce, and 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 20. Vikings, let's see how they can answer. Again, Little Chute coming off that big victory last week, taking down Freedom 17-7 in the battle for the county ensign. And this is what Mark Kromenacher said, quote, "It was awesome to see how excited the players and fans and community were after getting the sign back, the county ensign, especially since we hadn't won at Freedom since 2012. Freedom is a great team and someone we could possibly see again down the line, so we have to keep getting better." Well, he's got to be happy with the start, particularly offensively, for his guys here tonight. Keel Pikowski and getting some push. About 2-3 yards maybe for the running back of the Vikings.
I have him down for 13 carries and 78 yards, Brett.
Denmark quarterback Jaden Binsfeld, Ricardo, he enters tonight's action tied atop the NEC in touchdown passes with 4. Freedom's own Henkel also has 4. Binsfield also second in the league in passing yards with 541. So not only do they have a great ground game, but they can air it out a little bit too. There's a nice little toss to Keel Pikowski, and nice job by the Mustangs stringing that out. I think that was Jolton, Ricardo, getting in the backfield to trip up Keel Pikowski.
Right, that's going to be a loss of 2.
Kind of see that speed now showcasing for the Mustangs and that athleticism as well. Denmark trying to string that out, seeing if they can find a little gap for Keel Pikowski to bust his way through, but Jolton coming from the backside, tripping him up and forcing now a 3rd and 9.
This isn't what Denmark wants, especially after a couple runs, Brett, that netted only 1 yard when you look at both of them here. So 3rd and long for the Vikings.
Binsfeld now knocked away.
That's Facio.
I think that was 81. James Thiel, the senior,
okay.
Getting in on there as well. I thought that was 81 knocking it down. Could have been Facio there helping out as well. But Thiel, he don't have a height on here on the program, but he looks like a pretty tall kid getting those long arms in the passing lane. So 4th down, Denmark going to have to punt. And you can see where Verhagen, number 10, and number 19, Henry Knutson, the sophomore, where they're going to set up right at the 50.
Yeah.
Whoa, nearly blocked. And if you're the Mustangs, you'll just let it bounce, and it's going to trickle right out of bounds, right about the 39-yard line. Let's see. You got to love those turf bounces, huh, Ricardo?
Well, that was very advantageous for Denmark. Let's see, Fond du Lac up over Kokona 15-0 in the second quarter. De Pere leading Green Bay Preble 14-3. That's also in the second quarter.
See what kind of adjustments now Denmark can make defensively right now. Little Chute having its way. 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns here to start this game. But Little Chute kind of showcasing all the different weapons it has and the athleticism, team speed, good offensive line. This time it's going. Oh, nice. There's that option toss to Verhagen. Well done by. Oh, is he going to come? Oh, we got a flag now too, but a couple flags. That's a heck of a run, even with the penalty though, because that was blown up. He wanted to go to the outside, cuts it back in near sideline, and still was able to get some yards. But it looks like this is going to be coming back.
Ran about 60 yards to get, what, 8, 9?
Mark Kromenacher, his first season as Little Chute's head coach. Previously the head coach at Appleton East, as we mentioned. For 7 seasons, Kromenacher replaced Ted Evers, who led the Mustangs for 6 seasons. Did a great job. He's been a long-time member of the coaching staff, talking about Evers, and is on the staff again.
Yeah.
Evers led Little Chute to a Northeastern Conference championship in 2022, and I know was a standout player. There's a good look at Kromenacher. Rosie found him. And I know he's energetic, pretty fired up to be here in Little Chute. Well, that's a nice fit, I think. I think he's going to do some really nice things here. And it's nice to keep Ted Evers on the staff too, Ricardo, to keep that continuity. A guy that just eats, sleeps, and breathes Little Chute football, an outstanding coach.
Luxembourg Casco up 21-0 over Sheboygan Falls.
Oh boy, that's Luxembourg Casco. We'll see how this all progresses, but could be shaping up to be an LC-LC matchup for the NEC title. We'll see. Look at this run. Wow, look at this. Oh my, might have gotten the first down. That's number 33, Tyler Hippis. And again, Ricardo, that front really opening up some lanes, and different guys can just burn you on this Little Chute offense. It's a first down run on 1st and 20.
Yeah. You don't see that happen too often. 1st and 10 at the 49, just near midfield.
Looking at the all-time series between these two teams, Little Chute leads 11-2. The teams actually first met back in 1977. That's courtesy of our friend Dan Cohn. He puts together a bunch of media guides for us in all the leagues, the FVA, the FRCC, the Bay, the Northeastern Conference. There's a toss to Verhagen on that far sideline and spinning his way inside the 45. But right now, Ricardo, Little Chute can do whatever it wants offensively.
Certainly looks diverse in terms of its play calling. Gotta mark that at the 44.
Yeah, 1977, Denmark beat Little Chute, slipped past the Mustangs 14-12. That was a WIAA Class B state semifinal. At Menasha, the Vikings then went on to fall to Iowa Grant 30-8 in the state championship game. That was the first meeting back in 1978, a state semifinal. This time Jotun gets a touch, and boy, just barreling forward again. Showing that speed and just lowering the shoulder pads again, taking on the defender and gaining a few more yards after contact. Mustangs have won the last 5 matchups and 11 of the last 12. That includes a 23-0 Little Chute victory last season. Look at in recent years, the Mustangs have not given up more than 7 points in each of the past 3 meetings. And 3 of the past 4. As is that Jotun again, finally tripped up. Little Chute won 23-0 over Denmark last year, then 26-7 and 23, 13-7 and 22, 31-27 and 21, a 2-0 forfeit during the COVID year. I don't know if we count that. Then 14-3 Denmark in 2019. And then in 18 and 17, Little Chute holding the Vikings to just 7 points in each of those 2 games as well, as Denmark burns a timeout.
Yeah, Jolton with a 6-yard carry, back-to-back carries of 7 and 6 yards. I have him for 6 carries for 41 yards for Reese Jolton.
Very balanced offensive attack right now. Going down the field again are the Mustangs, trying to make it 3 for 3 in touchdowns.
Kimberly leading Appleton East 14-0 in the second quarter.
Yep. Kimberly kind of doing its thing again, Ricardo. One of the mantras for Mark Kromenacher and this Little Chute team, DMGB doesn't matter, get better. And he also said the Mustangs' 3 core beliefs are discipline, brotherhood, and toughness. According to Kromenacher, quote, everything starts with leaders, and we have several seniors who live it.
So 2nd down and 4 at the 31, 6:06 left in the first half.
Nice toss from Hermsen to number 12, Garrett Dove.
It's right at that marker.
You can see that too, Ricardo, with the passing game and Jaden Hermsen. You know, you're thinking, boy, they got all these different guys that can run the ball. Then they'll throw that little pass in there to really keep you got on your toes defensively, on your heels, I should say. Third and less than a yard to go for the Mustangs coming up.
Oh, they're going to give them the first down?
No, I think I'm looking at the down markers. Are they going to get? Well, let's see. They're moving the chains. All right. Okay. So 1st and 10 instead. Clock running, under 6 minutes to play. Stick with us at halftime. A lot to talk about. We have a big guest coming up on our Packers show on Monday. Think number 1 draft pick rookie wide receiver.
Boy, that narrows it down.
Yeah. Giving it away, but we'll talk about all the details. And what are we going to get here? A little bit of a false start. Also talk about next Friday's Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week. Back to Neenah High School. Big game in the FVA, Appleton North and Neenah. That is a big Week 6 showdown.
Remains first down, 1st and 15 for the Mustangs.
5:30 and counting here in the first half. Little Chute trying to get some points here on this drive that started back at the 29. 29, I'm sorry.
Handoff, Jotun has it. Woo, kind of a little bit of a stiff arm there. I thought Jotun was going to be dropped. And now we have a late flag flying in. What are we going to have here? Is that going to be a hold?
It is a hold.
It's a hold coming back for the Mustangs. Little Chute, a playoff participant in every season since 2012. The Mustangs' best postseason run over that stretch, Ricardo. Remember back in 2014 when they advanced to the WIAA Division IV state championship game.
I was at that game.
Falling to Somerset 28-16 to finish 11-3. That was Brian Richkowski, the head coach back then. Now the head coach up at Ashwaubenon. We just saw those guys a couple weeks ago. Ashwaubenon taking down Appleton West in our Week 3 matchup. Little Chute also advanced to the state semifinals in 2016 and 2018. And a couple of state quarterfinal runs as well in 2012 and 2022. Denmark for the Vikings, looking at their playoff runs lately. They last qualified for postseason play in 2022. That capped a string of 5 straight seasons in which they advanced to the playoffs. So Denmark looking to get back into postseason play. All right, Ricardo, what do we got? 1st and 24 is what it says on the scoreboard.
Let's see what Little Chute can do here.
A little razzle-dazzle. Yeah. Jotun at first, then hands it off to Tyler Hippis. Well, kind of showing a bunch of different things, aren't they, offensively?
I've always found the word razzle-dazzle to be funny. Little razzle-dazzle.
Little razzle-dazzle.
Well, we're going to play 2nd and 21 from the 38. You can attack this in chunks, you know.
Well, we saw earlier a first down run on 1st and 20
that is
netted
true.
a first down. So you never know the way these running backs have been looking in that offensive line. See if they want to go to the far side of the field, the wide side of the field. There's Hermsen. Whoa, hit as he threw it. And is that a catch? Nope, incomplete. And a flag on top of that.
Be holding.
This drive disjointed, would you say?
Very much so. Started with that false start, Brett. This sequence of events.
Another hold, Ricardo. At some point, you might just say, we're going to live to play another series, and Just not make a big mistake here.
And get Denmark way, way, way down there. Oh, it's decline. So that was an incomplete. So a third down and
Take the
21.
down instead,
Yep. Smart for Denmark.
Yep. So now at 3rd and 21.
3rd and 21.
Well, let's see what Hermsen can do here. Is this just going to be a handoff and not try to force it? Let's see. Yeah, Jotun scooching his way. And now what do you want to do here based on field position? Inside the 35, ball at what, the 32-yard line? I think I'd be inclined just a little pooch punt here, let your defense get to work, play a little bit of a field position game. Let's see.
Well, no, they're lining up in a regular offensive formation.
Hermsen waiting for the snap here in 4th down. Nope, he's going to drop back. He's going to let it go. Ooh, and I don't know if that was just a misfire, miscommunication on the route. Kind of looked like Garrett Dove, the intended target, was open. But missing on that, so turnover and downs. Denmark takes over on the 32-yard line.
So we had both teams do a turnover on downs, Brett.
Denmark coach Rick Denny talking to our Mike Sherry, who does a great job every week of putting together the must-see games, the 5 must-see games. Wow, Keel Pikowski nowhere to go. I think that was number 81 getting in the backfield, James Field. See him making a couple big plays, but he said to Mike, as far as previewing this game, quote, Little Chute is a solid team that executes very well. They are a physical team that runs the ball with great effectiveness. They are stout defensively and make teams earn every yard. We have been able to move the ball and use our skilled players effectively. Defensively, we can bring pressure in a variety of ways and have utilized that to our advantage so far this season. End quote. Let's see if Denmark can kind of match what it did in the opening series. And there's a nice toss from Binsfeld to number 8, far sideline. That's Matthew Peters, the junior.
Yeah, it gets them to right about where the original line of scrimmage was. Maybe a yard more. We'll call it 4-yard gain.
Mark Kromenacker to Mike Sherian facing Denmark. We need to get better. We need to focus on what's important, and that's preparing to stop a Denmark team coming off a big win versus Two Rivers. They run the ball very well, and we have work to do. He prefaced that by crediting his guys, being real excited about getting that county ensign back in Freedom. But as coaches always do, right? That's done. That's in the past.
In the past.
You're on to week 5 and your current opponent. And this is a big 3rd down here with 2:34 remaining in the 2nd quarter. And what do we have here?
False start.
Going against Denmark.
Yeah.
Kromenacker mentioning too, when I contacted him about some of the notes on his team, he said that starting safety Will Goffert is out, so Griffin Hank is getting his first start. Griffin Hank, number 7. You can see him back here, helping man that backfield, the defensive backfield for the Mustangs.
Hank the Tank. By the way,
Bayport Hank there.
Bayport leading Ashwaubenon 27-0. Luxembourg Casco 28-0 over Sheboygan Falls, Brett.
Spartans looking good this season. They took down Wrightstown last week. And almost an interception. Whoa, that was number 21 for the Mustangs.
I will say that's a good thing he got his hands on the ball. That might have been a completion, Brett.
Blake Reish, is that how you say that? Blake Reish, the senior, almost another pick.
So Brett Little Chute will get the ball with a little bit over 2 minutes left here.
Again, number 10, Trevor Verhagen, number 19, Henry Knutson, both back. Yeah, should have some great field position here. Nice spiral. And whoa,
Look out.
fumbled, yeah, but good job by Verhagen to fall on it. That could have been disastrous for Little Chute. Instead, the Mustangs on their own 45 is where they'll start. Plenty of time, 2 timeouts. You know, we haven't even talked about this yet, but Little Chute opened their eyes in week 1, and that was a loss. Remember, they tooth and nail against a Winneconne team that's one of the top-rated teams in, Division 4, right? So.
And from watching that film, I mean, look, Brody Schaefer is an Iowa commit for Winneconne. We all know how good he is. He saved a couple of touchdowns on the defensive side of the ball that might have tilted that game over to a Little Chute, Brett.
That was a 14-6 Winneconne win in week 1 right here at Little Chute, as Vandenhavel again reading those blocks and getting a great surge as that offensive line. But that was a game, because you think, boy, Winneconne, they were state semifinalists last year. I think you covered their state semifinal in Medford, and thinking, well, kind of a short list of contenders for the state championship in D4, and Little Chute went toe-to-toe against those guys and haven't lost since. But I just remember saying, wow, that's a pretty good showing, especially under a first-year head coach with a new system and doing some different things. So the Mustangs only getting better. Is Vandenhavel still on his feet?
Got a little help from one of his teammates there to stay afloat.
That'll stop the clock as we reset the chains on the first down run. But I would think, even with a loss, Ricardo, that had to be a real big confidence builder for the Mustangs going into week 2 and then beyond. You look at the rest of the Mustangs' schedule. They beat New London 27-12 in week 2. Shut out Wapaka 42-zip in week 3, and then the 17-7 win last week at Freedom as Vandenhavel. Boy, he's running hard, Ricardo.
Showing a lot of patience. He's seeing the hole very well.
Get that Mustangs hurry-up offense going as we're approaching the 1-minute mark to play here in this second quarter. Again, 2 timeouts for the Mustangs to use, as Verhagen getting the guys back to the line. Vandenhavel next to him. Another handoff. Vandenhavel cuts it back, spinning around, and I think now you're going to have to burn a timeout. And that's a timeout. 1 to go for the Mustangs.
7 carries, 55 yards I have unofficially for Vandenhavel.
You're looking at Mark Kromenacher in my binoculars. He's upset about something down there.
Kind of a quiet night on the chat, but Brendan Kennedy says hello to everyone.
Hey, appreciate you watching.
50 seconds away, Brett, from this being halfway through the season.
Jaden Hermson, Ricardo, the Little Chute quarterback, comes into tonight's action ranked 2nd in the Northeastern Conference in offensive touchdowns with 6, and his 188.2 passer rating is tops in the league. Now, not a ton of passing production, but very efficient when they do, and you're kind of seeing that tonight. Watch out now here with him. 50 seconds to go. He's a kid that shows a good arm, great awareness, has command of the offense. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe they try to air it out here. You can see 3 receivers lined up in front of that Little Chute bench. See if they want Hermson to no, Vandenhavel. Boy, good burst outside, running hard, still on his feet. And clock stops. Have to think with 43 seconds to go, they're going to get to the line very fast. Try to preserve that final timeout. Hermson waiting for it again. Vandenhavel next to him. Vandenhavel getting a lot of carries here tonight. Again, reading those blocks so well. Still on his feet. And you can see number 73, Gavin McGinnis, trying to grab him and spin him forward as well. And that's going to be the final timeout now for the Mustangs. Plenty of time inside the 20. Ball at about, the 18, 17-yard line?
9 carries and up to 71 yards for Vandenhavel. Nice second quarter for him. See him on the sidelines here. I'm not sure what he's doing there.
Looks like he's got a bloody nose.
Ah, that's what it is, yeah.
I believe his brother Will Vandenhavel is on the coaching staff.
So 27 seconds left to see if Little Chute can try to pop this into the end zone.
Jolton, see if he can get out of bounds. No, great tackle by number 30, just coming in there. Keel Pikowski, right? Not only doing it as a running back, showing what he can do defensively as well. Let's see what Hermson wants to do. Nope. What do we got here? Who's got it? Wow, look at this run, trying to get around the edge, and he's in! What a run!
How did he do that?
Don't know.
As time expired. Is that 33?
Tyler Hippis. What a run. Boy, I was faked out. I had no idea where the ball was. All of a sudden, Hippis flying around the end.
There's that misdirection, Kromenacher.
And a huge touchdown right as time expired in the first half. Talk about closing out a half on the right note. Mustangs get the TD. How many yards for Hippis there,
19
Ricardo?
19 I had unofficially.
19-yard run. Kick is good, and boy, what a way to close out the half for Little Chute. Touchdown run, you said 19 yards for Hippis?
Yep.
20-7. Little Chute now with the halftime lead. Wow.
Tyler Hippis. Another junior for the Mustangs.
Ricardo showing off that speed again, right?
Updating my Twitter, you can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N, Brett at PC Brett, see Rosie at Metal Rosie.
That was a fun first half. A lot of offense. Boy, Mustangs scored touchdowns, Ricardo, on 3 of its 4 offensive possessions. And I don't know what kind of yardage they have, but it had to be pretty much kind of a dominant first half for Little Chute as well. So halftime here at Fitzpatrick Field at Unison Credit Union Stadium. Quick look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard shows the Mustangs leading the Vikings 20-7 in this Week 5 game. We'll talk more about what we just saw over the first 24 minutes and everything we have coming up digitally on USA Today Network Wisconsin after these short messages.
From the moment we get up, technology is at work in our world. That's why Cellcom built a network to support big moments and small victories. It's technology with a heartbeat.
I do it right, I'm powered up, I feel alive. I do it right, I'm hot as heat, my start a fire like sugar, 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 nothing sweeter than me. I spice it up, I'm having fun, I'm feeling free. Here I come, ba-da-ba-da-bum. It feels so good to be me. I'm a superstar. Whoa.
Welcome back to Fitzpatrick Field, Unison Credit Union Stadium, on the campus of Little Chute High School, site of this Week 5 matchup in the Northeastern Conference. As we look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard, the 8th-ranked Mustangs, pretty strong and impressive first half. They lead Denmark 20-7.
Now I don't have stuff added up, Brett. I will say that from 3 players for Little Chute,
Yeah,
who was this? Vandenhavel,
Jotun.
and then Jotun,
Probably
and then
Hippis, right?
Hippis.
Yeah.
Those 3 players, I have 18 carries, 159 yards, just from those 3 players now. So just giving you an update on that. And then the kid from Kiel,
Pikowski, you mean?
has 15 carries for 73 yards. But you see right there, Little Chute's already nearing the 2. I didn't include, there was probably a run or 2 from the quarterback, and I think number 10 might have had something. So, they're nearing 200 yards already in the first half.
Yeah, Hermsen, the quarterback, Verhagen with the, so they're having their way, are the Mustangs, as they lead 20-7 at the half. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly. U.S. Cellular customers switch to Cellcom and get 6 months free. Keep your phone, keep your number, and get Wisconsin's local network built for you. Visit a store or cellcom.com for details and to make the switch. Also, Piggly Wiggly is proud to support Wisconsin high school athletics. As your local grocery store, they're committed to making a difference in the community both on and off the field. Shop local.
Shop the pig.
Thank you. So your thoughts, Ricardo? I guess you kind of touched on it. Little Chute offensively really flexing its muscles. Good job, but you're talking about Tyler Hippis, Charlie Vandenhavel, Reese Jotun, the quarterback, right? Escapes Jaden Hermsen, I'm sorry, and then number 10 Trevor Verhagen, just different guys. But some of the you give the big guys up front a little love as well.
And I think that's where it all starts. We mentioned some of the big guys. Noah Fascio, the big old Gavin McGinnis.
Yeah.
I've seen him lead through the hole, pulling him. And, when you run that kind of offense that has a lot of traps and things like that, you got to rely on linemen. I don't want to say they have to be fleet of foot, but they have to be able to move. And sometimes for these big guys, that's easier said than done. Obviously, Little Chute, they have very athletic big guys that can do that. And you've seen some of the running backs just kind of put their hand behind the big guy right above the butt. You know what I mean? And you're just following your offensive lineman, and it looks so nice and smooth. And then you see the burst of acceleration once he gets through that hole. I saw that several times from both Jotun and from Vandenhavel, and then Hippis on that. I don't think I've ever seen that where someone scored from like almost 20 yards out on the final play of the half. That's unheard of, and he did. That shows you his perimeter speed. So you have some guys who can run between, the tackles, follow guys up through the middle, and then you have that perimeter speed. That's a lot you can throw at a defense, and not even to mention because he gets kind of Hermsen gets kind of, he doesn't put up the big numbers, but he's a pretty solid quarterback too. He has had a few short passes that have converted, perhaps a third down here or there. Very complete offense. I think Kromenacher has to be very pleased at what he sees as we're nearing past the halfway point in the season.
Well, it's interesting too when you see some of the information that Coach Kromenacher sent over. He said as a new coach coming into the program, this is what he's saying now to me. I'm not here to tear anything down. My goal is to see where I can add intentionally. I wanted to be, like he said, pouring gasoline on the fire that the coaches and players before me had already started here at Little Chute. We talked about how good this program has been for many, many years. A perennial playoff team and a team that has made deep playoff runs as well. So far, so good if you're Mark Kromenacher.
I do have a score, Brett, on that Freedom FPL game.
Yeah.
FPL leading Freedom 17-6. Now, it looks like that's in the second quarter. We don't have an updated score on that, but the Foxes, they have been playing outstanding
Lights
all
out.
season.
Gabe Hyges, the quarterback.
Gabe Hyges, and they have that Blessings Kapande. Their running back is very, very good. That's a team that I think has, I don't want to say surprised us, but they've definitely played better than we thought they would. I thought that was a playoff team, but now you're looking at a potential conference champion. Of course, They have to get past Winneconne.
Yeah, but that's
that's not the worst thing in the world. Remember, they play in a different division than Winneconne as well. So
yeah, I think FPL is Division 3, right?
Yes.
And Winneconne is D4. Winneconne ranked second in D4 in the BoundWisconsin.com state coaches poll, but that's setting up for a big week 8 matchup at Winneconne, the FPL at Winneconne for potentially the Bay Conference Championship. The Apple Bowl was what raised my eyes, and we talked about Little Chute, Winneconne, and Little Chute darn near taking down Winneconne in week 1. I think was it week 2 or week 3? I think it was week 3, the Apple Bowl, where FPL went to Rocky Blyer Field and really tore apart the Hawks. You're like, wow, usually that's a really competitive game, and that's when you kind of start to think, okay, this Foxes team really starting to put up some big numbers again, as an offense that had put up some numbers previously as well, but looking really good, and now got Freedom, a very quality program, down 17-6 here in the second quarter.
Kokonos battled back at the half. Fond du Lac 15, Kokona 13.
That's a big game in the FVA.
Should we talk a little bit about the roundtable as you maybe collect your
go
thoughts
ahead.
a little bit? First off, want to thank Kimberly Boys Volleyball for being our guest this past Wednesday. They did a great job. Coach Seidel brought in some cookies. He recently had his 300th win as a coach. That's one of the top 10 teams in the state is Kimberly, and we really appreciate having the guys on board talking about their great season, talking about that big matchup that's coming against Appleton North. For those who don't remember, Appleton North went to state last year in the sectional final in a 5-set thriller. They got past Kimberly, and Kimberly the year before had been to state. So those two teams are the class of the FEA, both teams ranked in the top 10. So I want to congratulate Kimberly and thank them and give them some kudos and wish them the best of luck as they move on the rest of the way. I have solidified our guest, Brett, for next Wednesday at the Varsity Roundtable. By the way, the only online high school sports talk show in the state. Wednesday, 7 o'clock on postcrescent.com, greenbaypressgazette.com, depending on who is going to be our guest, maybe even the northwestern.com if we have a team from Oshkosh. But it's Xavier Volleyball. I talked to Luke Harrages, and they're on board. So they're going to be our guests next Wednesday. Again, Xavier, I think, ranked number 1 in Division 2. That is a fantastic squad. One of their players is on our terrific 10 that you just saw promoted here at the half during those commercials. That is Sydney Nylitz, a great soccer player as well. She helped lead the Xavier Hawks to the state championship in D4 in girls soccer. So Xavier Hawks heading our way this Wednesday, 7 o'clock on the Varsity Roundtable.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a good show. Next Friday, our next Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week live stream. Already week 6. Second third of the season already done after next week, but we'll be heading back to Neenah High School next week as the 9th-ranked Rockets now. They're 9th ranked in the top 10 or in the Division I poll, Ricardo. They host Appleton North. That's a great week 6 matchup in the Fox Valley Association. Both teams vying for FVA championships. Live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. And as always, folks, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites.
And that's at Neenah.
That's at Neenah High School. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. I believe pinch hitter extraordinaire Mike Sherry will be sitting in on that one.
You won't be there.
I will not be there next week. I will be completely out of commission next Friday as my youngest son gets married. So
congratulations to Connor.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to that, having some great family time. So Mike will pinch hit for me, and you, Mike, and Rosie will be at Neenah High School. You guys know the setup quite well, so that'll be a piece of cake.
We'll figure it out if we don't.
You'll figure it out, but that should be a great game, and then takes us into tentatively right now. I have Kokona at Appleton North in week 7. We haven't seen Appleton North yet. So now
we'll see them in back-to-back.
Back-to-back, and then week 9 we've got the Kimberly Appleton North game. Of course, the big grudge match. That could be for the FEA championship based on how things play out. Neenah's got something to say about that as well.
Frankly, disappointed that Neenah isn't ranked higher than what they are in the coaches poll, because their only loss came to top-ranked Arrowhead, correct? That was by 3 points at Arrowhead.
Yeah, and they took down Muskego.
Yeah, so was Muskego ranked ahead of them on that poll? Do you remember?
I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But Neenah's 9, so I'm guessing Muskego's probably ranked higher. But I can't. Don't quote me on that. Again, you can find that at boundwisconsin.com. Here's this Division 4, since we're talking D4 tonight. State coaches poll. Aquinas number 1, Winneconne number 2, Baldwin Woodville 3, Lake Mills 4, Columbus 5, Racine St. Catharines 6, Evansville 7, Little Chute number 8, West Salem 9, Waupun 10, and Luxembourg Casco, of course, in the NEC. The Spartans ranked 10th in Division 3. The Spartans close, check this out, with games against Little Chute in Week 8 and at Freedom in Week 9. So some big-time matchups for Luxembourg Casco coming up in the final 2 weeks of the season.
Brett, I have the ESPN poll here. Media results. Where is that?
Yeah, the ESPN poll set up differently. You have large, medium, and small schools, whereas the coaches poll actually does all 7 divisions.
That's true.
So it's a little bit of you have to decipher it a little bit differently, look at both polls a little bit differently.
I know I have it in here. But yeah, the media poll, well, I know I have it for the medium school here. Winniconning's ranked 5th, but Rice Lake is 1st, Notre Dame is 2nd. So yeah,
different divisions.
It's like the 3rd, 3, 4, 5. And basically, small school is 6, 7, big is 1, 2. That's usually how it goes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7.
But Notre Dame is D2 this year, right? Though
it is.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the enrollment.
Yeah, I think in the state coaches poll, I thought Notre Dame was in D2 right now, but I don't know. That
they've been
fluctuate.
in D3. They were D3 state champs.
Yeah,
that depends on how many teams make the playoffs in D1.
I think right now they got them slotted in D2. At least I'd have to double check. Hey, while you're looking up some stuff, I wanted to do a quick plug for our Clubhouse Live Packers show. That's coming up Monday night, 6:30 p.m. at the Fox Club, which is in Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute, home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, also the home to Clubhouse Live. We are very excited. Our Packers guest coming up, Green Bay Packers rookie wide receiver, first-round draft choice, Matthew Golden's going to be here. And I'll be co-hosting the show along with Ricardo, who's a big Bears fan. We'll talk about the Packers-Browns game. And maybe Matthew Golden can have a breakout game. We've been kind of lucky so far. A couple weeks ago, we had Evan Williams. He was coming off with the big interception against the Lions. This past Tuesday, we had Barron Sorrell, who had a half sack in the victory against Washington. And now Monday night will be Matthew Golden. So 6:30 start time. Stadium gates open at 5 o'clock. Parking is free. You can get food, you can get drink, and you can get an intimate look at all of your favorite Packers, starting with Matthew Golden. Should be a fun show. And again, we'll give away some prizes at the end of the night. If you can't make it to a show, it's always streamed live on any of our websites, Facebook pages, like facebook.com/Clubhouse Live and Packers News, also our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. So definitely check it out. We're looking forward to welcoming the speedster, Matthew Golden. Should be a fun night.
Absolutely.
What do your Bears play coming up, Ricardo?
On Dallas Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Oof. Where's that going to be? Down in Big D?
Nope, that's in Chicago.
Okay.
Dallas, as you know, has a very good offense, but their defense is just as bad as Chicago's.
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah, it doesn't help when you don't have your best pass rusher. It's their fault. They like to trade away guys. Silly Jerry Jones.
Just doing a quick check of the Brewers. They're down 2-1 to the Cardinals in the top of the 4th. However, Reds look like they're going to take down the Cubs again, 7-4. So the Brewers' magic number will at least go down to 3.
Yeah.
A 6-game lead with 8 to play. Getting ready for the third quarter, halftime just about done here at Fitzpatrick Field, Unison Credit Union Stadium.
Okay, so here we go, Brett. Large school week 4. Well, Arrowhead is unanimous number 1, all 14 voters. This is for the Wisconsin media poll, by the way.
Yep.
ESPN Wisconsin media poll. West of Pier is 4th in terms of a local school. Muskego 5th, Kimberly 6th, Bayport 9th. Nina, and I remember seeing Nina just outside the top 10. You know, Badgers 10th, but they were 11th with their vote total, and I think Appleton North is in there as well. I don't agree with that as well. I definitely put Kimberly above Muskego. I don't understand the vote. To me, the voters on both the coaches and the ESPN poll not paying enough attention to scores outside of their conference.
Well, the rankings are more for us to kind of kick around, right? I don't know if the coaches care too much about that.
Only when they need it to motivate their kids, Brett.
Yeah.
By the way, St. Mary Springs, the only Fox Valley I-41 school to be in the small school poll. They're 8th. Remember, Coach Highland doesn't coach there anymore.
No. Third quarter underway. Bouncer off the turf, and August Hawthorne, number 5, just pounces on it, and good field position for this Mustang offense. Right, was 3 out of 4 offensive possessions, touchdowns for Little Chute in that first half. Ball will be at the 36.
So 1st and 10.
Hermson hands off to Jotun, looking for some room. Boy, some good blocking again up front. Look at Jotun. First down run. And a good start for Little Chute. We've said it. Mustangs really having their way offensively here tonight.
And Brett, he had to kind of pick his way. You know, he had to really be patient and find the hole and accelerate through. 7 carries, 56 yards. I have unofficially for Jotun. Good start to this drive. Mustangs leading by 13 points. Just underway here, second half.
Jotun again.
Look how much. He didn't even get hit until
no.
he was 6 yards downfield.
Ton of space, that offensive line. I think he'll be shy of the first down. Let's give some big, Ricardo, I'm going to mention the numbers, and you can maybe, for that offensive line here tonight, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Read them off.
78, 72, 73. Who else do we have here? 60 and 63.
Gotcha.
And then don't forget about 81, of course.
Yep, I'll read them off. Their names off in a second here.
Yeah.
2nd and 1 at the Denmark 45.
Jotun again, and just like you said, about
incredible
3, 4, 5 yards before he's touched. Something that Mark Kromenacher told me too. He said the run system that they've installed here is a big change from what they've done in Little Chute in the past few years. So it's taken some time for the guys to get used to it, but they've been working hard, improving exponentially throughout the summer and the season. And he's got to be really pleased. I mean, that's kind of a tough little system, and
that's a big word.
Taking
exponentially.
Yeah, they've taken to it very well. Very impressed. As Jotun again, look at that space spinning his way near the 30. But those big guys are really getting a push off the snap.
Another 9-yard gain, 2nd down and 1. 10 carries now, 78 yards for Jotun. Brett, let's rattle off these offensive linemen. Number 78, Braden Shepard. We know about Noah Facio, number 72. Number 73 is Gavin McGinnis. He's used a lot on those traps and those pulls. Number 60, Barrett Tamulin. He's a junior. And then number 63, Eli Jack, another junior. And don't forget about James Thiel, the big tight end.
Yeah, Jotun again with another run. Some big kids, when you look at them through the binoculars on that offensive line. They don't have heights, weights listed on the program, but big, strong kids winning the line of scrimmage here tonight.
This is just a methodical drive right down the field, Brett.
Got to be a little bit deflating, right, if you're Denmark?
All from Jotun.
Yeah, Verhagen now slashing his way. Still, and one of the things, too, that's very noticeable about these runners, as that's Trevor Verhagen, number 10, listed as a wide receiver, but they don't go down easy.
No.
Fighting through contact, yards after contact, and now inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line are the Mustangs, knocking at the door again.
Look at these runs, Brett. 10 yards, 9 yards, 4 yards, 9 yards, 6 yards, and then that last play, 13 yards.
Mustangs is Hermson now, handoff to Jotun. Oh boy, big run, almost breaks it into the end zone, and I believe that's going to be a first down. Let's see where they mark it.
I mean, they're exclusively running that wing T.
First and goal at the 3. And Mustangs punch this one in. This will be 4 touchdowns and 5 offensive series. And Ricardo, you just watch Hermson. Just got great command of this offense right now. Really doing a good job of directing things as Jotun nowhere to go. Right into the big old arms of 53. Cody Stefik, the freshman defensive lineman.
Wow. 13 carries, 95 yards I have for Jotun.
Ball's at the 2. Second and goal for the Mustangs. See Verhagen running in, giving the play to his quarterback, Jaden Hermson. See if Hermson stays under center again. Waiting for his guys to get set up and waiting for the snap. This time it's Jotun again, trying to push his way in, and he's in. 2-yard touchdown run. Boy, that was very impressive to start the second half. That is the second touchdown run of the night for Reese Jotun. Also had a 7-yard score in the first quarter. And all Little Chute here in this Week 5 matchup.
9 plays, 64 yards, Brett, on that drive, and all of it on the ground.
Again, great runners, right? But that offensive line is doing some work, big-time work here tonight. And looks like the Mustangs now going to go for 2. Hand off to Jotun, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. And as we look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard, 28-7, Mustangs have opened this one up. And what a start to the second half for Little Chute. Boy, they doubled up, scored right at as time expired to end the first half, open the second half with a touchdown drive, and now a 3-score lead for the Mustangs.
Just updating my Twitter. Again, you can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN. Brett's at PC Brettsy. Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Kind of look back thinking about that 19-yard run by Tyler Hippis. Boy, that was kind of almost a backbreaker, right, to end the first half. Could be our video highlight. We'll see how this all plays out. But at the time, it was 13-7. Denmark gets a stop. You're feeling pretty good if you're the Vikings to close out the first half. Instead of touchdown run, 19 yards, a little razzle-dazzle by Hippis.
Your favorite.
To close out the opening half, and then Little Chute now to start the second half. 9-play, 64-yard drive ends with a Reese Jotun touchdown run, his second of the night, and 13-7 after the 2-point conversion now becomes 28-7 and a pretty long hill to climb for the Vikings.
Let's read some of these scores. At the half, Kimberly 27-0 over Appleton East. Foxway Lutheran 17-6 over Freedom. That one going to be fielded, yeah.
Keo Pikowski looking for some space.
Brilliant leading Kohler, Sheboygan Lutheran Christian, 21-0. Luxembourg Casco big over Sheboygan Falls, 37-0. That's the running clock. Running clock again here. Coleman 48, Shiocton 0. That's late third quarter. And Seymour Wapaka 0-0 in the first quarter. Weather delay, BC.
Joshua Toban, number 25, the sophomore. Credit him with the special teams tackle. Yeah, I think west of here, I was looking before I drove into the high school tonight. Some storms, but it's kind of tracking from south to north, but staying to west of the Fox Valley. So
that's good.
Yeah. So we should be certainly in the clear here. Rest of the half. Now Denmark, boy, you need a drive here, right? Try to get yourself back into this game. And I wonder if they're going to have to burn it. Well, they have to run a player onto the field, or the Denmark Vikings going to have to burn a timeout here as the back judge is starting to count things down. They're going to have to burn one. some miscommunication now
Yeah.
to start the second half. So Denmark has to burn a timeout to start the second half. The first offensive possession for the Vikings. With the Little Chute defense on the field, Ricardo, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that Little Chute lost one of its top players on just the second defensive series of the season when senior Cooper Afa was lost for the season with a shoulder injury. That was, again, that week 1 loss to Winneconne, 14-6. Afa has stuck with the team, though, after having shoulder surgery. There's a good look at Cooper right there.
Oh, I see him, yeah, number 9.
And is working to be ready for the basketball season. As I said, one of the top overall athletes in the post-crescent coverage area. Besides earning all Northeastern Conference honors in football last season at defensive back, he was also a second-team All-NEC performer in basketball, made the conference's all-defensive team in the Ricardo, of course, track, right? Outstanding track athlete. 3rd at state in Division II in the 300-meter hurdles, 9th in the high jump, and was on the 3rd-place 1,600-meter relay team.
I remember talking to Cooper.
So hopefully he can bounce back. I know they, not to go too far ahead, as we have a Denmark Viking down. That's Zachary Freeman, one of their top players. So hopefully he's okay. But Cooper Afa, Ricardo, I know that they have big thoughts or big plans. Jake Van Roy and the basketball team here coming up. I know they had a really good summer.
Yeah.
And hopefully Cooper can get back on the court. And, of course, you know, James Brooks and the track program he's got humming here as well. He's thinking big things for his 300 hurdler, maybe a state championship, and not only that, but maybe some big thoughts and plans for that 1,600-meter relay team with him as well. So, but Mark Kromenacher said Leighton McMahon has done a great job of filling in for Afa on defense, and you know, injuries happen, and
Next man up.
that's what he said. That's what Mark Kromenacher said. You know, they've been a little bit unlucky. Losing Cooper Afa, but it's how you respond to events that matters. And so far, so good for Little Chute this season and in this game as well. Again, Zachary Freeman down for the Vikings. Hopefully he'll be all right.
I'll tell you, Brett, it's kind of tough looking through binoculars when you got glasses on.
Yeah. I would
I
be
have to pull my glasses down just to
I would
to
be
use them.
lost without the binoculars at these games. With a stoppage in play, this gives me a chance too. I want to mention what is going on after the game here at the Little Chute. The Little Chute Key Club is starting a thirst project, and good to see Freeman up a little bit. Looks like is he grabbing the back of his neck there? Well, I hope he's all right.
Oh boy, you don't like to see that.
Good to see that he's walking off the field, though. But the Thirsty Project walk, and that's to raise money to build a well for a developing nation so they can have clean water.
Nice.
Now what's going to happen is there will be a miracle minute during the game, and then starting at 10 p.m. after the game, people will be walking the track for 24 hours.
What?
Yeah. That's led by Key Club advisor Dan Van Eperen.
Wow.
So that's great cause and great work by the folks here at Little Chute. Again, people will be walking the track for 24 hours and help raise money to build a well for a developing nation so it can have clean water. The Thirst Project Walk. And downfield, ooh, nice throw. And is that a catch? Number 8 with the reception, Mason Yeager.
Where they marked that at the 28? Yeah. 6-yard gain.
According to Dan Van Eperen, he said last year the Little Chute students worked diligently to raise $12,000 to fund a well in the village of Gakuka, Gucuka. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Good work here to help those in need.
Brett, I have a bit of a surprising score here for you.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost shocking.
Oh, boy.
Who ran that? Was that?
Didn't catch that, Ricardo. Sorry. I was
That's
just
fine.
looking at the Thirst Project walk information.
Brett.
Yeah.
Nina is trailing Oshkosh West 17-7 in the third quarter.
Wow is right.
You hear that one, Rosie? Yeah. Wow. That's.
Are you sure that's correct?
I'm just telling you what Mike Sherry has posted on the chat here that we have.
There's the punt. Ooh, good fair catch. Running in is Henry Knutson, the sophomore.
Now, Oshkosh West is winless, if I remember right.
And it's been kind of getting blown out, right?
They've been getting worse, yes. That would really put the FVA in an upheaval there.
Oh, I
Brett.
guess. Holy smokes.
Luxembourg Casco 37-6 over Sheboygan Falls. De Pere 21-10 over Green Bay Preble.
Ricardo, that would make next week's live stream Appleton North at Nina pretty big one for both sides.
Yeah.
It's going to be big as it is, but if Nina can't come back to beat Oshkosh West, ooh. Here's Vandenhavel finally wrapped up, number 24 or 44, Gentry Brown, the first one there, the junior linebacker. Mark Kromenacher also saying that his team has come a long way from that week 1 loss to Winneconne. Both sides, coaches and players, still learning quite a bit. And he said having a chance to win that game showed him the potential the team has. Kind of what we were talking about, Ricardo. Second down, handoff again. Vandenhavel always putting that hand on those lead guys, those big guys up front. Look at him wrestling his way to a first down. Boy, just very impressive running attack here tonight by the Mustangs.
So 10 carries, 11 carries, 81 yards for Vandenhavel, Brett.
You know, Rick Denny, when I kind of reached out to ask him a little bit about the game, he said it should be a tough physical one and determined by the play in the lines, and he's right. And right now, Little Chute winning that battle.
Well, Brett, you know, to get back to Little Chute, that first game against Winneconne, let's be matter of fact. If Brody Schaefer wasn't on the field, on the defensive end of the ball, Little Chute wins that. I saw at least twice where he chased down open runners or receivers on their way to a touchdown. Because he is a University of Iowa recruit, he is one of the most elite athletes in the state.
Yeah.
He prevented Little Chute from winning that game, Brett. So I concur that, you know, you got to feel pretty good if you're Little Chute. You can hang.
With almost anybody.
With anybody. I mean, if he doesn't make those plays or if he stumbles just a bit, it's a completely different game.
Well, you're looking at kind of the upcoming games for the Mustangs. They have a big one next week at Wrightstown. That's a big Week 6 matchup. And then another big one, Week 8 at Luxembourg Casco. That's another trophy game.
Luxembourg Casco's good, yeah.
That's another trophy game.
What's the trophy for that one?
That's they play for the LC sign.
The LC sign, that's it.
LC versus LC, so Little Chute already with the county N sign. Couple trophy games. I think there needs to be more of those in high school football. As Vandenhavel again bouncing around, trying to get loose, can't. Third down coming up. Of course, fourth down, check that. The Apple Bowl, right? Xavier FVL, the China Bowl that you know so well.
Nothing's as good as the China Bowl, my friend.
Got the county N sign and the LC sign.
And I want, if Brody Schaefer is listening, any Winneconne folks, when I played my 3 years on varsity, we never lost.
We won the China Bowl every time.
Every year we won.
Fourth down for Hermsen trying to draw Denmark off sides.
Yeah.
You could see Kromenacher jumping up and down. He thought he had him. Back judge not counting yet. So are the Mustangs going to run a play or not? Nope. You can see now he's looking towards the sideline. What do they want to do?
I like that. They have, when you're playing the wing T, Brett, there's a lot of motion in that. So why not, test the discipline of the defensive line of Denmark.
Mustangs burn a timeout. Trying to think of some other trophy games.
Slab of bacon.
Well, you got Spash in Wisconsin Rapids, the old river jug, right?
Yeah, I was going to say the old river. I know Waupun. Is it Waupun and Ripon play for one, too?
Okay. I'm surprised like Kimberly and Kokona don't play for
No, they
like
don't.
the battle of K-Town, right? Or
The special K trophy.
there you
Right
go.
there.
I think
Sponsored
that's
by Kellogg's.
Isn't that a cereal? Yeah.
It's a big box of Special K. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes me hungry. I think I'll go get a box of
Yeah,
cereal
I love
for
Special K.
my snack tonight.
I
But
have to have Special K with the oat milk bread because I can't have dairy.
oof, I feel bad for you. How about Nina Menasha? I'm surprised they don't play
Yes,
for
and
something.
I agree with that as well. But they're not playing this year, though.
No, not in the same league anymore.
Yeah.
But Appleton North Kimberly could be playing for something.
They
That's always
should.
a big game.
Oshkosh North.
Yeah.
Do they play for something? I don't even know. Any of those city rivals would be Sheboygan North, Sheboygan
There
South.
needs to be more trophy games in high school. I love that County N sign.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That is. Of course, County N is what separates Little Chute from Freedom. But Freedom may be a 10-minute drive from here. And Verhagen.
Pop pass.
Oh, got the pop passes right to number 10, Trevor Verhagen. He sold it, right? Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, crouches down, kind of hides behind that big offensive line and finds Verhagen over the middle. Nice little play design, first down toss.
Right, we ran the wing T at Amro. That was one of our favorite plays. Not just that, but like the belly lefts, the belly rights, the tackle traps. I was a tackle, so I love the tackle traps because I got to move and just really kind of splatter the defensive end because he wasn't looking, and I got to hit him.
Yeah, you like that.
I loved it.
Hermson now, handoff. Who's got it?
Oh wow!
Yeah, I am completely lost as to
33.
who's got it. 33? I thought Vandenhavel then had it. Instead, it's Tyler Hippis.
No, they run it so well.
Oh,
Brad.
my goodness.
I can't believe this is their first year running
It's
this.
crazy, isn't it?
It looks very, very good. They've obviously practiced it. Coach
Very.
Kromenacher has them disciplined. What are they marking at, the 14 or the 15?
very
14.
sharp. I was thinking the same thing. I can't believe that this is only, game 5 of running this. I know they had summer work as well, but wow. Looked like they've been running it for years. And I couldn't follow the play. I had no idea who had it there. So here we go again as Hermson waits for it. Now I can tell that that's Charlie Vandenhavel with it for sure inside the 10.
That's his favorite play right there, man. He is doing some work with that one.
Yeah, first and goal at the 8. This could be now 5 touchdowns and 6 offensive possessions as we're nearing the 1-minute mark in the third quarter.
94 yards, 15 carries. Brett, I have for Vandenhavel.
Well, they're going to have 300 yards rushing as a team,
easy,
right? I mean, you could be knocking at the door for 400 the way this is going.
This is demoralizing for a defensive line, Brett. You're just getting pounded and pounded, and you really just you're going backwards so much it's almost becomes second nature.
Yeah. Vandenhavel again slashing his way, and he's in for the score. 8 yards out for Charlie Vandenhavel.
Goes over 100 yards on that one too, Brett.
Yeah, and his second touchdown run of the night. He had a 14-yarder in the second quarter. Boy, domination here by the Mustangs.
It really is a clinic, Brett. I think they're just wearing out Denmark right now.
They're impressive.
Very much so.
And no letdown after taking down their big rival for the Mustangs last week, taking down Freedom 17-7 for the County N game, as we talked about. Kick is good by Zarnecki. And as we look at our Cellcom Piggly Wiggly scoreboard, all Little Chute here tonight. Mustangs leading the Vikings 35-7, 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sometimes you worry about a little bit of a letdown, right? You go to your chief rival, you get a big win on the road at their home field. Mark Kromenacher said it's been, since 2012 since Little Chute's won at Freedom. Maybe have a little bit of a, kind of a back-to-earth moment, so to speak. And, no, they've been all business here tonight. 5 offensive possessions, touchdowns on 6 offensive drives. Talk about efficiency.
You and I always espouse the brilliance of the Muskego running game. What do they run?
Wing T.
Wing T is hard to prepare for if you're not used to preparing, because everyone runs the spread, everyone runs a pistol. That's kind. I don't want to say it's an archaic offense because plenty of teams still run it. What qualifies archaic is a wishbone or something like that.
Yeah.
This isn't a wishbone. There's throwing options with the Wing T, but it does rely on misdirection and it relies on pulling linemen. Now, when you have that and you're not prepared to play that, or you can practice it all you want, but it's a different thing being on the turf and playing against it. That's why we saw Muskego, really take on teams that were really good and then run all over them. It's hard to prepare.
And again, great point by you just moments earlier is Keel Pikowski finally brought down near the 40. A couple times he looked like he was going to come down fighting through those tackles. Hopefully he gets up a little bit hobbly, Ricardo.
Look at these two drives here, Brett, that's the two Little Chute drives of the quarter, and then Denmark has 3 offensive plays.
And there's probably 20 plays for Little Chute at least.
Yeah, and there's 29 seconds left in the third quarter. That's just dominance.
But that what you said earlier is a credit to the coaching staff and then the players as well, but how good they look running a first-year offense that's very tricky to kind of master. Yes. And it looks like they've been running it for years.
You got to have the right personnel to run it. You have athletic offensive linemen that can pull, and stay disciplined and create those lanes. That's a testament to Kromenacher getting them ready.
Nice toss by Binsfeld. That's broken up, though. Who is that? Number 14 doing a good job back there. That's late McMahon. Remember, Kromenacher had given him his kudos. McMahon filling in for the injured Cooper Afa this season now.
I always am reminded of anytime I see a Wing T of, and we mentioned this last week, I want to say, of the old Ripon offense that I covered when I was at Fond du Lac. They were putting up obscene rushing totals, 500 rushing yards, and they ran the old single weave from way back in the 20s. No one had seen that offense in 30, 40 years.
Sometimes you wonder.
So no one knew how to defend it.
Team should just bring that back, right?
Gordy Gillespie was
sure.
their assistant coach, so he helped implement that offense.
Yeah, if you're a coach, bring back some of those oldies but goodies. Can't get a number on who's running there for the Vikings. It looks like it's number 29, I believe. That would be George Gorzlanchik, the
Good
senior
job.
running back.
Good eyes. Second down and 8. That's the final play of the third quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ricardo, as we get ready for the fourth quarter, but yeah, check out our Cellcom Piggly Wiggly scoreboard. All Mustangs here in this one, 35-7, key Week 5 matchup in the Northeastern Conference. But not only to have athletic linemen that can get out, but a bevy of running backs that you can do. I remember see that with Muskego too, and how they have different guys.
Yeah, they did.
Really aids in that ball deception and misdirection stuff. So now at Little Chute, you're seeing different guys, not just having to have one guy be the bell cow, but Charlie Hippis, right? Reese Joten. We've seen Charlie Vandenhavel. I mean, Trevor Verhagen carrying the ball. I mean, just different guys. You just don't know where it's coming from, which just really fuels that offense even more. And there's been 2 or 3 times in the binoculars where I cannot see who's got it just because of the misdirection of what's going on.
Brett, well, a little update on these scores. Oshkosh West leads Neenah 17-14 now in the third. So that's Rockets maybe making a pushback.
What's the score now? What'd you say?
17-14
Okay.
West. Fond du Lac leading Kaukauna 22-13.
Well, let's see if Denmark here. 3rd down, 3rd and 8. If the Vikings can somehow get back into this one, as Binsfeld waiting for it. Going to fire it deep downfield, looking for his man. Intercepted over the shoulder. What a catch. That's number 13, Will Jansen, the senior defensive back. Kind of playing receiver, right?
Yeah, he patrolled the back center field, Brett. I don't want to say that was an easy pick, but he knew exactly where to go to take that interception, Brett.
3, 2, 1. Once again, on behalf of our Little Chute Key Club, I'd like to thank everyone for their time and generosity. We all have to
So turnover. Now Little Chute with a chance. Again, to put a touchdown on the board. Remember, 5 out of 6 drives have ended with 6 points for the Mustangs.
Kimberly 33-0 over Appleton East. Luxembourg Casco 44-6 over Sheboygan Falls.
All right, we got some new guys and a new quarterback in. And who's this? Number 25 getting a carry. That's Joshua Tobin. And then number 8, Matthew Peters, the junior, in at quarterback. So Matt Kromenacher giving some different guys some snaps, some experience back there. Up 35-7.
To get back to that Ripon story about Gordy Gillespie, he used to run that offense at Ripon College way back in the day, or maybe it was in Illinois. That single wing. And this guy was ancient. I mean, I don't want to, put icing on the cake, but like, or cookie cutter. What am I trying to say here? He was old. He was old. And let me tell you, on the state broadcast, they kept on thinking he was the coach. The cameras would always go to him, thinking he was Rick Kelm, and he wasn't. Rick Kelm was the Ripon coach.
Fumble Ricardo on the play for the Mustangs. Denmark picks it up, the loose ball. So
okay.
Gillespie, that's a big name in Ripon.
Yeah.
I think Gillespie was also Rudy's high school head coach.
No.
Gillespie, yeah, Coach Gillespie.
I didn't know that. So that was in Illinois then, right?
Joliet Catholic.
Joliet Catholic, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, watching that offense perform, where all the players were basically within the hash marks, was fun.
But I don't know if that was the Gillespie you're talking about, or.
Well, I know it wasn't Dizzy.
I'd have to go back, but they reference Coach Gillespie in the movie Rudy.
He was offsides.
Which I watch every Thanksgiving morning.
You do.
Big tough tackle there. It was number 29 carrying it again, Gors Lanchik. So again, next week we'll be at Neenah High School again, Appleton North and Neenah. Big Week 6 matchup in the FEA. 6:45, roughly, approximately, start time in that one.
Love going to Neenah. One of my favorite spots. Brett, they always bring us the food.
They do.
So me, Mike, Sherry, and Rosie. You know Rosie's going to be chowing down, right, Rosie?
Whoa, high snap. Watch out.
Out.
Fumble, loose ball. And I think Binsfeld fell on it. Somehow got it with the way that was bouncing around on the turf. Tell you what, though, again, really love coming here. This is really nice setup here. And again,
this setup, we can have it where we have our own booth and Rosie has his works perfect.
But just
not that we don't like Rosie, we do like Rosie.
Yeah, we do. We love Rosie. Just looking around at it, it's just a nice stadium. Nice having the turf here now. Is just, I think they might be. Are they the only team in the school in the Northeastern Conference with turf? Just a really sharp, really well put together complex back here, and it's a nice setting here in the neighborhood.
Couldn't be an easier drive.
Piece of cake.
I just took Northland here.
I took County N off of CE. Watch out! Oh! Loose ball. Who's going to fall on it? Somehow Denmark.
50.
Oh, the Mustangs have it.
52, Brett. I think 52. Garrett Whitman. Is that who came up with that?
Well, let's see who are they going to give it to. They haven't said. Are they going to give it to Denmark? They're going to say Denmark had it?
Wow.
Was that number 3 who came in? Was that Caden Hoffman just flying in from defensive end?
And then 52, Garrett Whitman is the one who recovered it.
Oof. Big time sack and a forced fumble for Hoffman. So they must say that the Vikings had it as the play was whistled dead, and then what, number 52 wrestled it away at the last second, Whitman?
Brett,
after the play was whistled dead?
4th and 37 for the old Vikings.
What's in your playbook here?
Nothing. Hail Mary.
Hook
Look
and
at- I see
ladder,
the
maybe.
defensive guy. He's saying, hey, everyone, back up.
Yeah.
Back up.
I mean, the first down is at the 7-yard line? Well, let's see what Binsfield, the kind of magic he can maneuver here. Watch out, pocket collapsing, going
Got
deep
it.
downfield, intercepted. And on the run. Oh, he's just going to slide. Well done. That's Griffin Hank.
Hey, the replacement, right?
Yeah, making his start. He comes up with an interception, doing a great job of playing center field. The junior, good hands. And the smart player, right, just slid on that turf. And
2 interceptions in the fourth quarter for the Mustangs, Brett.
boy, remember Denmark opened the game with a touchdown drive. Well, don't say enough about this defense, Ricardo. Mustangs have been locked down, airtight ever since then. You know, Mark Romanbacher said, too, we've always had good defense at Little Chute, and we've always had a good defense at Appleton East, too. He said, I was lucky to be able to bring over some defensive coaches with me and implement some of the things that worked at East against some really good teams, combined with the very good defensive coaches that have been here at Little Chute. So combining the two, and you can see how well
That's good.
Little Chute playing defense here tonight. Some the old school Little Chute stuff, which that is true. They've always had just excellent defenses year in and year out, and you add in the wrinkles that they did at Appleton East. Boy, this could be a pretty formidable team come playoff time, Ricardo.
Oshkosh West 24, Nina 14, late in the third quarter. West Appear 49, Pulaski 9 in the fourth
What's going
quarter.
on with the Nina defense? We thought very highly of those guys.
I wonder if there was mistakes or something like a punt return or
Yeah.
something.
Tobin getting the carry, the sophomore.
Oh, let's see some of these other scores. Hope I don't see any updates from our
Your
folks in the
Cardinals
office.
taking it to the Brewers now, up 5-1.
Ooh.
But the Cubs lost. Jacob Mizorowski, not a very good start again.
Cardinals need a complete. Well, they basically said it. They're going through a rebuild, so they should have done that last year, to be honest.
Ooh, there's a little razzle-dazzle, right? That's number 2 with it, Andrew Davis. They got to figure out what they want to do with Mizorowski. 3 2/3 innings and 77 pitches.
Brett, by the way, your razzle dazzle meter at 3.
Thank you. Well, that was better than the wow meter. Little reverse action there, right? 4th and 4. What's Little Chute going to do here? Again, Matthew Peters, the quarterback, with a 35-7 lead. Mark Romanbacher getting some of the. That's
offsides.
going to be offsides on Denmark. That'll be a first down. Getting some guys some snaps, some playing time. That only helps develop these guys right for the future.
That's a first down. Yes.
Definitely good to check out the Northeastern Conference. Kind of wanted to wait it out, see kind of what was going to happen, right? Once Little Chute took down Freedom, and I left this date open, actually. I have a few open dates. Instead of locking myself in and we kind of have a flex schedule going on right now, so to speak.
Yes.
So
The
kind of
post-crescent flex. schedule.
give me an opportunity, give us an opportunity to see some of these good teams that we have so many of them here in the Valley. Next week, again, a big one for Little Chute. Little Chute Wrightstown. See how that one goes. But right now, it's starting to kind of look like Little Chute, Luxembourg, Casco might be the leaders of the pack here and could be set up for a fantastic Week 8 showdown. I believe that's in Luxembourg.
Well, it's the same week of FEL and Winneconne.
Yeah, a couple big
games.
big games. Yeah, that's at Luxembourg, October 9th. I believe I have that as an open date. So we'll see how this all plays out. Is a good run there by Tobin. Under 5 minutes to play.
Bayport 53, Ashwaubenon nothing in the fourth quarter. Have another update coming up. Dan Cohn, want to thank you, Dan.
Dan the man.
Yep.
All
Doing a lot of these updates.
Those media guides have been great too. Always very handy and helpful in putting together the game notes. Nearing this, nearing the 4-minute mark. That's all we have left here in this Week 5 game, and we are officially past the midway point of the regular season. Weeks go by fast, don't they?
They do.
Think about, we've been streaming
Offsides again, and they didn't call
close. Yeah, we've been streaming football games since 2008. What is our 18th season now?
Oh.
That puts in perspective, right?
Some of these players weren't even born yet.
No, right? Back judge counting it off. I think they're just going to take the penalty. Or did they take, no, they just burned the timeout.
Doesn't feel like we've been doing it that long.
No. Sometimes.
Brett, there's just no doubt about it. We're old.
We are. We're getting there anyway.
Brett can't wait to get home and have his Cheerios.
Do the highlight video. I think might be that Tyler Hippis run at the end of the first half. Might be the highlight of the game.
Fond du Lac 22, Pocona 20.
Ooh.
Fourth quarter. That one's getting close.
That was down in Fondy, I believe.
And then, nothing. No update yet on the FEL.
FEL Freedom.
Mm-hmm. You got that one, Conor. If he's listening right now, we'd appreciate you getting that one. And then obviously the one we were really interested in is West and Nina. Oshkosh West. Brett, that would be the upset of the night, in my opinion.
No doubt.
Winless Oshkosh West.
Can't imagine that the Rockets would have been overlooking that one.
I don't see that happening. There must have been some sort of kick return or something like that.
Little Chute punts it away. Beautiful. High punt. Fair catch. Whoa, fumble. And I think the Mustangs got it.
Oh, boy.
Yep, number 33 falls on a guess who? Tyler Hippis.
Fox Valley Lutheran 17, Freedom 14, late in the third quarter. Thank you, Dan Cohn. I know Cohn was listening to us. The Cohn dog. Conor, if you're listening to me, I gotta let you know. Hey, I gotta text you or call you about possible state track interest. If you're down for possibly hanging out in lacrosse with me.
Mike Sherry won't be able to
Mike
make
Sherry
it.
Can. His daughter's getting married.
Yeah, he's got a wedding to go to.
Yeah. Can understand if you're not, but I'm just putting it out there.
Oof, good hard run there.
The meals are on me, Cone, if you come out with me. Well, let me rephrase that. The meals are on the company through me if you come out.
I know Mike Sherry mentioned it to me. He's like, he said, if he covers for my wedding next week, I could cover for his wedding at state track. I'm like, I don't know if that's a fair deal. I don't think that's a fair trade.
Why is it not a fair trade?
Yeah, he just has one night. I'd have like 2 nights buried in the bowels of Memorial
No,
Stadium.
they'd only ask you one night, Saturday.
I think I'm busy that day.
Yeah, I know. I like how you say bowels.
Oh, look at that. Tobin running hard.
Did Tobin have it the first carry? Okay.
We'll see. Maybe I can be
Come on,
coerced
one
into
day.
that. We'll see.
One day.
Unless Dan Cole wants to do it. That's
I know,
fine.
but I'm just saying one day. Saturday.
You know what we should do is recruit Dan Vanderpass.
They should.
Get Doc out of retirement. See if he wants to cover a little state track again.
It's one day. I'll treat you to Big Al's, or the company will treat you to Big Al's.
What would I have to cover?
Just you just have to write with me. I don't know. Maybe if you wanted to do the sprint events down there right by the finish line.
Finish that. This is the goal line coming up here for Little Chute potentially. Is Tobin looking, and he's in. He's in. How many yards is that?
7 yards.
7 yards. 7-yard run for Hoban.
Luxembourg Casco 44, Sheboygan Falls 6. That's a final.
So that was a 7-yard run for. Now we're going to get running clock here with 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Not that it matters. Our second straight running clock game, Ricardo. Remember last week we were at Neenah.
Yeah.
And Neenah was running clock on. Why am I drawing a blank on who the Rockets?
Kokana, bro.
Kokana, that's right.
That's why the West score is just confounding.
Kick sails through for Zarnecki. And as we look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard, 2:04 remaining in this game. 42-7. Little Chute was not expecting this.
No.
Expecting a pretty good battle in the NEC, so we got to give Little Chute its kudos and a whole lot more. Boy, impressive performance all the way around.
So Taban, is that how you say his name?
I think they were saying Tobin.
Tobin, okay. Right, I mean to point this out, but it's running clock now.
That's what I said before, running clock, but I don't think it really matters with 2:04 to play. But second straight running clock week for us.
I'm always behind there.
Been
What are you
kind of-
talking about?
Been kind of an odd football season, right?
Yeah.
It's scooped up. Who is that? That is number 44, barreling ahead. That's Gentry Brown.
You know where these binoculars will come in nice and handy is at the state meet up in Camp Arando. You really need them there.
Yeah, you're far away.
There's always an open invitation for that for you as well.
Not the biggest fan of that venue. For
Are you telling me you don't like the flesh-colored hot dogs?
I it's just so cavernous, you know, especially those smaller divisions. Feels like you're playing with no crowd there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, even with the big schools, it feels that way.
Seemed like a Titan Stadium would be a good setup for that, but
The kids, they love the Madison.
they love going to Madison, don't they? Oh, fumble again. Jeez.
Wow.
On the
Picked
exchange.
up by Denmark, though. Brett, am I going ahead of myself here, making this a final?
I would wait to the official. You never know. Could be something. Could be some strange play and Denmark scores, and then your tweet is wrong. You have to tweet a correction.
I could just erase. It's your best friend.
Well, they need an edit function. I suppose they do if you pay more, right?
No,
So-
I ain't paying nothing.
No.
Forget it, Elon.
Probably the final play of this game is Gorzlanchik with the carry. Let's see if that's going to be the final play, or does Denmark want to get up to the line and run one more?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Denmark's going to run one more, Ricardo.
Oh.
They're going to get one more snap off.
That's cute. Well,
There you go. Gorzlanchik with the carry, and that is the final play of the game. And there's the final score. Cellcom Piggly Wiggly scoreboard. Little Chute all over Denmark tonight in this Week 5 Northeastern Conference matchup. Mustangs win it 42-7. You hear the Mustangs fans in front of us.
well,
Your thoughts, yeah.
it was tough for Denmark, Brett, at the end of that first half to give up that touchdown. I really think that, not that it would have changed the outcome, but I think, that's a real morale.
Yeah.
That's a demoralizer, and it works the opposite way for Little Chute. They're going in on a high. Not that they needed the help, because Little Chute's a very solid team, Brett. I looked at offensively, defensively, special teams. Their offensive line's very dominant. I'm going to try to talk to Facio, big old Noah, when I get down there, because that's really the heart of the team, Brett. Nothing else works without that offensive line, and they got the kind of offensive line that come October, November.
That's a formidable team.
Yes. That's going to bode well for them.
Yeah, that's a formidable team with all those weapons behind an offensive line that can move. And don't forget about the defense.
They're physical, but they got playmakers too. They're not just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They're 60 yards in a cloud of dust kind of potential there. So very impressive for Little Chute. I think they're a team definitely to consider in the postseason. And I'm going to be watching them the rest of the way.
Yeah,
to
looks
see what
like
we got.
Ricardo, they're going to do the old age-old tradition here where the Little Chute Mustangs, after a win, they're going to sing the school song to the student section.
Well, I'm going to head down there, Brett, and talk.
Maybe I'll see you join in and
I don't know
hum a few bars.
Is it the same words as Bear Down, Chicago Bears? Because then I'll know.
Nah.
But okay, Brett, have a good one here, guys. We'll see you. Oh, Brett, enjoy your son getting married. We'll be here next week, me and Rosie and Mike Sherry.
Sounds good. And Ricardo will go down to the field, and then we'll see Ricardo's recap on Sunday or tomorrow? Sunday morning. Sure you get some comments from Mark Kromenacher as well, the Victoria's head coach of the Little Chute Mustangs. So let me run down the scoring here before we sign off from Fitzpatrick Field, Unison Credit Union Stadium. Denmark opening drive of the game, 10 plays, 53 yards, ends with an 11-yard touchdown run by Stephen Kiel-Pikowski. 7-zip Vikings with the lead. That was at the 6:37 mark, and then Little Chute 6 touchdowns after that. A 7-yard run by Reese Jotun on the Mustangs' first offensive series of the game. That capped a 6-play, 58-yard drive. Made it 7-7 with 3:29 to play in the opening quarter. Charlie Vandenhavel, a 14-yard touchdown run with 10:03 to play in the second quarter. Kick was no good, hit the left upright. 13-7 Little Chute with the lead. And then the big play right at the end as time expired. Tyler Hippus, a 19-yard touchdown run on a little razzle-dazzle, Ricardo. Kick was good, and 20-7 Mustangs lead at the break. Little Chute opens the second half with a 9-play, 64-yard drive, a 2-yard touchdown run by Reese Jotun with 7:28 to go. Jotun also with a 2-point conversion run, made it 28-7. Then an 8-yard touchdown run by number 22. Or check that. No, I'm sorry, 23, Charlie Vandenhavel. That's his second touchdown run of the night. My mistake, 23 of Vandenhavel. With 38 seconds to play in the third quarter, made it 35-7 Little Chute. And then finally, with just 2:04 to play, 42-7. This touchdown run, a 7-yard score by Joshua Tobin. Kick was good, and that's how it ends, 42-7 as we look at our Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly scoreboard. With the victory, the 8th-ranked Little Chute Mustangs, they improved to 4-1 overall, 3-0 in Northeastern Conference play. Up next for the Mustangs, a big one again at Wrightstown next Friday. Northeastern Conference matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Denmark falls to 2-3 overall, 1-2 in league play, and the Vikings also a tough one. They're home against Freedom next Friday. That's a conference matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Again, as for us, we're heading back to Neenah High School next week as the 9th-ranked Rockets host Appleton North in a good Week 6 matchup in the Fox Valley Association. Again, both teams vying for the FBA championship, although Neenah shockingly trailing, I should say, Oshkosh West. We'll see how that game ends out tonight, but live coverage for next Friday's game, 6:45 p.m. And as always, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Again, I appreciate our sponsors, Cellcom and Piggly Wiggly. U.S. Cellular customers, switch to Cellcom and get 6 months free. Keep your phone, keep your number, and get Wisconsin's local network built for you. Visit a store or cellcom.com for details and to make the switch. And Piggly Wiggly, they're proud to support Wisconsin high school athletics. As your local grocery store, they're committed to making a difference in the community both on and off the field. Shop local, shop the pig. So for Ricardo, for Rosie, for Mike Sherry, and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, This is Brett Christopherson saying so long from Fitzpatrick Field at Unison Credit Union Stadium here in Little Chute. Once again, the final score tonight. All Mustangs tonight. Little Chute wins 42-37.